With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
On the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, it's a 3A crosstown rivalry tonight here as the Century Patriots have traveled across the Missouri River to take on the Mandan Braves at the Starion Sports Complex. Hi, good evening, football fans. Scott Woodmansey alongside Chuck Claremont. I'd like to welcome you into our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show as both these two teams opened up last week their regular season, one with a win, the other with a loss. And Chuck, right away they get one out of conference game, and then they get right back into things, and here we go, head to head, get things underway in the western side of the state in AAA football.
Yeah, take a poll with the coaches and maybe do a special interview with Mark Gibson and talk about what they think about not having a couple opportunities for non-conference games. And but it is what it is, and that's maybe an overused statement, but ultimately that's the schedule that they have to live with right now, and so they've got to come out and be prepared. And both teams last week looked a little not so prepared, right? In the 46-40 win for Century, and certainly the 20-9 loss for Mandan to Davies. So both teams had a lot of mistakes, and 1 week into it, they're going to have to get some things ironed out this week.
Well, it's kind of like people have been asking me, who's good in the West in football. And it's kind of like saying, I don't know yet. I mean, Mandan goes on the road and gives up 20, and then Century is at home and they give up 40. So I guess tonight really, and then we've got other Western rivalries going on. Legacy's up in Minot and Bismarck and St. Mary's going on. So I guess tonight might be the Friday Night Lights where we might find out who might flex their proverbial muscle in the western half of the state.
Yeah, and you said Legacy and Minot. We did the game last week with Minot and St. Mary's, and Minot looked really good to me, both offense and defensively. So, and I've watched both these two teams now on film, and I would say Minot looks better than both these two teams, but how good is St. Mary's? That's hard to say. They did not look very good. They had 50 yards of offense, and Minot just played very well. So ultimately, we'll see. The Century's been just dominating this rivalry. They're 38-13 over the years. They won 6 in a row up until they getting thumped last year. But Mandan, this was one of the best teams Mandan's ever had in that team last year. Led by their studs and Max Carlson, Carson Jablonski, Lincoln Wiseman, and Tri Frank. When you got the big four, I call them, they really carried them. And we were sitting right here about 10 months ago watching them dominate the first half against Shanley, and then I don't know what happened. The second half, they didn't show up, and Shanley wins that game. And Minot, that was, a lot of people say that was a championship game.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you.
Not Minot, I mean.
I would have to agree with you 100%. It certainly was a tale of two halves in that game. And I guess if you want to talk about who's the best, well, if it has anything to do with activities, it's Burger Night over here. We introduced the midget football guys. They're on the field.
Right.
The marching band's in the corner. And we're going to have our Mar athletes at halftime. So it's advantage Mandan right now in the pregame.
It's a big day here for Mandan. Absolute. People are jacked up. The crowds got going. There's some pregame stuff and I was walking in. There's a little pregaming going on in the back of the parking lot. And this is a big day for these guys. And Century's, they've taken over as kind of the beast in the West, if you want to call that. And so getting a chance to take on Century, everybody wants to come watch that game right now.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. Glad to have you aboard. We'll have it all for you right here on the PSP Network. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show rolls on with more after this timeout. Timely services that won't slow you down. No appointment needed. Stay in your car. Drive through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Back with more in the pregame after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Papa Sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
Well, welcome back to the Starion Sports Complex and our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change locations in Mandan and Bismarck. Find us online at VIOC.com. Well, Chuck, the most current poll it came out after week one. Shanley obviously receiving all or 19 votes. Cheyenne getting one of those votes, followed by Century, Davies, and Minot, and then Mandan and West Fargo. And I guess if you look at the outcomes of last week, it's pretty hard not to agree with that poll. As I had a chance to see Cheyenne last week, and certainly, boy, I tell you, they're going to be a team to contend with. I was very impressed with what Jeremy Newton put on the field, but nonetheless, Shanley certainly is the team. The defending state champs is the team to beat in AAA football.
And they convinced one more media guy, because there was 18 votes last year. Cheyenne had 2, or last week Cheyenne lost 1. Shanley picked one up. Somebody from the East thinks Davies is the team to beat, because they're still hanging on with that one vote there. Maybe it's their sports information director or somebody from Davies, but they look good against Mandan. I'm just making fun, but ultimately I agree. I think Shanley, this is exactly how we voted for him. Scott, you and I, we get one vote, and Nick gets a vote. So Mandan, I thought Mandan, they looked better. They played better than they scored, and hopefully they can get some things ironed out to make this game a good one tonight, because they threw a lot of 3 interceptions, had 7 sacks, had to clean some stuff up, and it's what's going to happen with a young quarterback. But ultimately with this poll, what does this mean? It means nothing right now. But you know what? The kids like to look at it.
It's just another something for us media guys to do and talk about,
this is
right?
About us,
make
right?
us feel good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But no, you're right. And any coach that you talk to, they're not going to put their eye on that poll, but nonetheless, certainly you can see right now, Chuck, that the power has shifted to the east right now. But again, that remains to be seen.
Yep.
As we move on through this season of high school football in North Dakota. Again, glad to have you aboard on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. We'll roll on with more after this time out on the PSP Network.
For the Mandan Braves. Be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Agency, we have the privilege of serving our community by helping businesses and individuals protect what matters most. That's why we're proud to be your locally owned independent insurance agency. As an independent insurance agency, we work with the industry's leading insurance companies and provide our clients a better experience and a better value. For auto, home, business, bonds, life, and health insurance, think the Kramer Agency. See us at our new location at 232 West Century.
Agency, your partner for life.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride.
Well, welcome back to the Starion Sports Complex and our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Scott Woodmansey alongside Chuck Claremont. Glad to have you aboard here as we get set to bring you Century and Mandan. Reminder also on the PSP Network. Legacy, the Sabres traveling up to take on Minot High tonight, and that will be on the PSP Network as well. Chuck, we take a look at these two teams as let's start with the visiting team, the Century Patriots. This is a team that started last season, and everybody's going, what's going on with these guys? 5 straight losses, and then something flipped. They switch one on, they turn around. Well, lo and behold, they end up in the state championship game, getting thumped there by Fargo Shanley. But nonetheless, some pieces that they've had to replace, but they've got one piece back in a young man by the name of Gavin Lill at the starting tailback spot. Yeah, it's a Century team you mentioned, Scott. Did not look good last year in the first 5 games, and played great defense down the stretch. Got to the championship game, then just got blown out 47-8 or 48-7 to Shanley. But it's a team tradition. This is a team, when I talked about it in the last matchup, that Century's kind of the beast in the West right now. And I was looking at some of the stuff. 15 to 16 years they've been in the semifinals. I mean, that's ridiculous, and just shows the quality of this program that Coach Ron Wingenbach in his 34th year, 225 wins for Ron Wingenbach. I mean, he's a legend in North Dakota. He's building up to the 45 years of Dan Schmeeker. I mean, is he going to stick around 10 more years? You never know. He looks fantastic. He surely could, but it's a Century team that I think they have high expectations coming out this year. They're picked number 2, and both the coaches in the Pigspin poll, and you're talking number 3 right now. But I was down in the field, and I was watching their quarterback, Mike Twardowski. He was a backup last year, and he looks and reminds me of Steve Feeney. This kid is stuck together, 5'11", 185. That's what Feeney was when he was a senior and he played for Bismarck High. And Steve's one of their quarterbacks coach and their guys down the field. And I didn't get a chance to slip over to Steve, and I went, is this like mini-me for you? And he plays. He rushes the ball at 100 yards last week. He throws the ball well, completed his last 10. So how many times we talk about this? I know Todd's not here, so it's good we can say this. Your quarterback surely is a huge key to your football team, and I think Twardowski's a leader of this team. And then you throw in Gavin Lill, right? Okay, when you got an athlete like Gavin Lill who can run and catch, he's not just a dude who can run between the tackles. He can run outside. You can throw screens to him. You can throw the ball downfield to him, and he is a huge weapon in Gavin Lill. He's a senior, but he's 6'2", 185. We saw him in basketball. Speaking of guys that are stuck together, I think that guy fell asleep in the weight room for about 7 years. I mean, he is put together like you wouldn't believe. And then they're always big up front, right? Centuries always seems to have, even though we replaced everybody in the front line this year, they're still got some big dudes, averaging probably about 245 across the board in the front line. It's kind of like the rinse and repeat on the front line for Century. And then, Chuck, we flip to the Mandan Braves side of the things. And, I guess, we'll just start with this. Max Carlson, Carson Jablonski, Lincoln Wiseman, and Tri Frank. Let's just say this, my friend. That's a lot of offense to replace. But nonetheless, they've got some kids back, Chuck, that got a lot of playing experience last time, and the guys by Wyatt Peel, Medenwald, Jace Johnson got a little bit of time. So certainly it's a team that you really can't overlook when you come and you got to go toe-to-toe against them week in and week out. Well, there's a reason people picked Mandan in the preseason poll to be way up there. You got a quarterback in Hudson Sheldon, an amazing athlete. This guy was all-state, first-team all-state in basketball as a sophomore. 6'4", 6'3", they say he's 160. He can run, he can jump, he plays in the high jump and track. He's a baseball kid. I mean, he does it all. So when you got an athlete like Hudson Sheldon running the helm, and then you throw in the guys that they have, you mentioned Peel, Medenwald, Paxton Olhauser. They got a lot of good receivers in the mix. Watch another guy, Trinity Anderson, on the field. He had 5 catches last week for 70 yards. He's a kid that's a great hockey player and a great track guy. So a lot of multi-sport athletes here in Mandan. And to me, when you start talking about success is when you've got multi-sport athletes coming in and playing on your team, and they just
every sport has its own strengths and weaknesses, and so I think that's why Mandan is coming out with this year with a lot of, feeling like it's going to be another good year, even though they lost last week to Davies. But I think Mandan's got a lot of good horses. They played great defense last week against Davies, only gave up, I think, 250 yards. Their one touchdown was he kicked it in the back of Hudson Sheldon. I asked Todd Sheldon, I said, hey, are we going to kick in the back of your quarterback this week, the punter? And he said, I think we got that one ironed out, Chuck.
Well, I think the other thing, too, you look at is and I know it's something we've talked about, Chuck, and is how does Hudson Sheldon respond after his first start and running this Mandan offense, and I think that's something we're going to watch throughout the course of this game.
Yeah, and every game he gets under his belt, Scott, he's going to take leaps and bounds. When you got an athlete like that, he's a smart kid. He comes from sisters who are athletes and father and mother who are athletes. And I mean, Scott, is he an athlete? I don't know. Do you count his dad an athlete?
I'm not going to expound on that one, okay?
But just a good athlete. Other than his father, he got some great athletes in his family.
If you talk to him, he'll tell you he was one hell of an athlete, okay?
Just ask him, right?
Just ask him. He'll tell you that. But
so you put that in. He's just a kid that he's a winner. And the one thing about kids like that is they have short memories in terms of, hey, he forced some things. He's going to sit down with his dad, and quarterback coach is, I think, Dane Carlson. So he played here for Mandan, so he's going to sit down with them, watch a lot of film, and go, hey, here's a read you didn't see. Here's double coverage here. There's a guy maybe open on the backside you got to look to. So that's one thing he's going to improve every single week, and I expect the same thing tonight, that he's going to play better than he did last week.
Yeah, there's no question about it, as both teams have made their way back out on to the field before the National. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule. As today we had volleyball last night, Century and St. Mary's. Legacy and Mandan again on the PSP network tomorrow. Nothing scheduled tomorrow for the PSP network. Again, you listen to the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Hey, we know you're busy when you visit our service center. We don't waste our time or yours. Our technicians can typically perform a full oil change service in about 15 minutes. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change. As a good crowd on hand here tonight. It's full on the west side. The east side's got the Century fans in their safety gear. We'll have the playing of our national anthem. We come back. The starting lineups, the opening kick. Century Mandan next from the Starion Sports Complex. Back after this timeout on the PSP network.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-Store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Well, the Mandan High School band, nice rendition of our national anthem. As they leave the field, Chuck, I didn't see the opening toss.
One more time for
Did they?
I don't think they did it yet because Century and Mandan just came out.
Well, I didn't.
Right at the end, and I did not see anything in the coin flip. So I don't. Apparently, they messed up because
I think it appears the way they're lining up is that they did it already.
Maybe they did it back over here while they were waiting. I guess I don't know, but ultimately, we'll have to see who they make an announcement. I can check. Hold on.
Yeah, Chuck's going to check that out as they had the coin flip right coming before the national anthem. As both teams are lined up, so that tells us that they did do the the coin flip. So we'll try to figure out, as I think they're doing the Century defense, as Chuck was able to track that information down.
So Century won and they deferred, so Mandan obviously is receiving, and there's hardly any win. The flag is just, I wish we had some more wins. As a matter of fact, the first guy who wants to come on and bring a box fan for us, I got 20 for you.
Well, let's take a look at the starting defensive unit for Century. Up front, nose guard Ian Schweigert, 6'1", 265, and a freshman. The tackle Evan Schmidt, 6'1", 240, and a senior. At one end will be Braxton Dahl, 6'3", 250, and a sophomore. The other end will be Oldie Taylor, 6'1", 205, and a junior. The linebackers will be Oliver Jensen, 5'9", 175, and a senior. Landry Wesson, 6 foot, 185, and a junior. And Kane Nelson, 6 foot, 185, and a senior. At one corner will be Gavin Lill, 6'2", 185, and a senior. And the other corner will be Mike Twardowski. He's 5'11", 185, and a senior. The free safety, Rivers Martin, 6'3", 175, and a senior. And the strong safety will be Cash Weisenberger. He is 5'9", 180, and a junior. Their head coach in his 33rd year is Ron Wingenbach.
34th year.
34th year, I stand corrected. For the Mandan Braves, offensively, they'll go like this. At center will be Leland Disselets. He's 6'1", 275, and a senior. The right guard will be Rudy Crow, 6'5", 200, and a senior. The left guard will be Hunter Corbin, 6'4", 260, and a senior. At right tackle will be John Bugby, 6'8", 330, and a senior. The left tackle will be Stan Ressler, 6 foot, 215, and a senior. At tight end, Wyatt Peel, 6'3", 215, and a senior. And Paxton Olhauser will be at the split end, 6 foot, 195, and a senior. The flanker, Rustin Medenwald, 6'2", 175, and a senior. And at the tailback spot, Jace Johnson, 6 foot, 170, and a senior. At the fullback spot, Mason Zander, 5'8", 170, a senior. The quarterback, a junior, Hudson Sheldon, 6'3", 160, and a junior. The head coach in his 12th season is Todd Sheldon. Chuck, take a look real quick at some of the keys of the game. We came up, we talked about Mandan, that offensive line. Last week they allowed 7 sacks. And then on the other side,
Yep.
And then Century, it's their defensive secondary.
Yeah, I would agree. The offensive line for Mandan struggled last week. And, you know, when you got a quarterback rolling out and doing the things he is, sometimes he's getting out in the pocket, and you can't blame necessarily the lineman for all that. But 7 sacks is a lot. And ultimately, he's got to get rid of the ball a little quicker. And to help his offensive lineman out, that's Hudson Sheldon. And the secondary in Central, well, they got blown up last week, Scott. They gave up 300 and so I had it in a different note, but they gave up almost 370 yards passing. 360 passing and 4 touchdowns. They're going to have to get that one tightened up, because I'm sure Coach Sheldon looked at the film and saw some of the weaknesses on that defense for Century and said, all right, maybe we can attack it in the air. And they threw the ball last week 24 times, ran it about the same, so they're about 50-50 on the offensive side. So I think Mandan maybe going to throw a little more today.
Oh, there's our Northern Plains Heating and Air. Keys to the game, Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts, as the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. There's no other choice to seal your heating and air game other than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online at northern-plains.com. Well, we are about ready to go here as the Patriots will kick it off. John Haugen running the camera for you tonight. Glad to have him back on board with us here at the Starion Sports Complex, as it will be kicking it off for Century will be Christian Jangula. Will be kicking it off.
He had a great season last year as a extra point guy and a field goal guy and a kicker, so that's definitely a plus. The all WDA punter was on the Mandan side on Ulmer. I mean, Jangula surely could have been right up there in terms of an all-WDA kicker, so he's kind of a weapon that the Patriots have.
Paxton Olhauser along with Trinity Anderson back to receive this one, and we're about ready for some crosstown football here from the Starion Sports Complex as Jangula gets the signal, approaches it at the 40, and the kick is away. And that's a good kick, driving Olhauser into the end zone. Ooh, he thought about it. Now he's going to down it. And Mandan will start 1st and 10
Yeah, it starts at the 20. They
From their own
can't
20
take
yard
it out. In high school football, you touch the end zone, it's automatic touchback. Good kick right there. That's what we talked about. No wind, so kickers love that.
So Hudson Sheldon coming out. Boy, that Bugby, he's a big kid.
Yep.
Wow.
He's
is proud to be making a donation.
6'8", 330.
Sheldon's going to work out of the pistol to start this one. Slot to the right, 2 receivers to his left. Sheldon calls out the signals on the motion. Olhauser left to right. Sheldon, handoff. Johnson going right, cuts inside, and he's going to get a couple out to the, I'm going to give him 3 out to the 23-yard line. On the stop there was Weisenberger from his strong safety spot, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Mandan Braves. Just underway here from the Starion Sports Complex. Glad to have you aboard on the PSP network.
Offensive linemen love a run as the first play. They want a little smash mouth, off tackle.
Sheldon this time, he'll work out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, slot to the right. Sheldon barks out the signals. They motion right to left. Sheldon rolling to his left. Sheldon sets, looks, fires over the top. He's got a man out there. Olhauser, and he overthrows him at midfield. On the coverage there was Rivers Martin for Century. So that'll bring a 3rd down and 7 for the Mandan Braves.
Little boot action. They roll out the quarterback Hudson Sheldon to his left. They got 4 guys actually in the route there, Scotty. He looked off. His first guy was in the flat. He wasn't there, so he went deep on that deep flag route, but the ball was just a little bit overthrown. I think Olhauser had a little bit of a gap between him and Rivers Martin.
So 3rd down and 7 now for the Mandan Braves. Ball spotted right hash, deep in their own territory. Sheldon out of the gun. Sheldon back to pass, looks, he's going to keep, oh boy, and he's going to be ripped down back at the 10-yard line, and hello, Ole Taylor.
Well, Ole Taylor. Go
Hudson,
ahead,
I'm Ole. Ole.
Meet Hudson.
Meet Hudson.
And Ole Taylor's an outside. He's a defensive end, and this guy is a beast. He's a wrestling champ. He's got 2nd as a sophomore, 195 wrestling champ. So he knows hand-to-hand combat. The left tackle, Stan Wrestler, he is going to have his hands full tonight. We might hear Ole a lot. He might be calling Hudson Lena by the end of the day.
Tristan Allwood to punt it away. Gavin Lill stands at midfield. Oh, and the ball snapped over his head, and he's got to go down in the end zone, and that's a safety. And isn't that how Mandan started last week? But it was against Fargo Davies.
Yeah, they got a safety against Fargo Davies, but then they kicked it, and when they were punting, Ulmer kicked it off the butt of Hudson Sheldon, who's the up back, and it went into the end zone, and so there was a touchdown, or there was a touchdown for Davies. So the punt team, something isn't working right. Right now, you're going to have the punt team's going to have to get together, and they're going to say, hey, what's going on here?
So on the BNC Bank scoreboard, top of 1, it's Century 2, Mandan 0, 10.5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. We'll be back with more after this quick timeout on the PSP network.
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
Well, the special teams did not do their job there, and so now Mandan will, what are they going to elect to do here? They think they're going to kick this one off. Yep, they're not going to punt it. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Minot State. The best way to predict your future is to create it. With over 100 areas of study at Minot State, you'll earn the degree for the career you desire. Minot State University.
Number 73, Trey Mildenberger.
And kicking this one off will be Trey Mildenberger, and it's going to be a low driving kick, and it's going to be taken at the 39 out to the 45 midfield in Mandan territory on 40. And on the return there, that was Cash Weisenberger. So Century is going to start with some pretty good field position for their first offensive series of the night, led by their senior quarterback, Mike Twardowski, the 5'11", 185-pound senior up front. Austin Smith at center, Ole Taylor and Dahl the guards. Dawson Kraft, Evan Schmidt the tackles. Rivers Martin the tight end, Cale Schomer the split end. Jackson Burst the flanker. Preston Zimmerman the fullback. No, I'm sorry. Burkhardt the fullback, Lil the tailback, and Twardowski, he's the quarterback. He goes under center, I backfield, Lil dots the I. Twardowski's going to try to throw it under pressure off the play action there, and he's pressured, and Wyatt Peel in his face there. Intended receiver was Burkhardt out in the flat. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Century.
Tried to fake that handoff to Gavin Lill and then slip Jarris Burkhardt out into the flat, and good job of pursuit by Wyatt Peel. He really forced a bad throw by the quarterback, Mike Twardowski. And Peel, second-team All-Stater. This guy, he is their beast on defense. He's their leader on defense. We're going to call his name as probably as much as we call Ole Taylor.
Oliver Jensen brings in the play now for his quarterback. Again, 2nd and 10, I backfield. Lill dots the I. Rolling to his left, Twardowski again on the move. He's under pressure. He turns the corner, gets upfield at the 35 and puts his shoulder down and gets out close to down to the 32. They're going to spot it, I think, at the 33-yard line. And so good run there by Twardowski as he picks up 7.
Turned the corner. It was not it was a pass play, but there was nobody open. He showed his speed, got to the outside until the Brant linebacker, outside linebacker, Jace Johnson came up, and I think he's the one who got a little punished on that one.
Yeah, they're going to give him a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5 now for Century. 9:39 left to go here. Opening quarter of play. Twardowski under center. They toss Lill a short side. He breaks one tackle, cuts inside, breaks off another one. He's got the 1st down and more down to the 27-yard line. Move the chains, and Century has a new set of downs. 1st and 10 inside Mandan territory.
Medenwald with the tackle, and Gavin Lill, he's got speed. He can get to the outside, and Century loves the toss play. And as a running back, you talk to running backs, they love that toss play too, because they get a chance to see what's in front of them and turn the corner, scored up the shoulders, and ran through an arm tackle of one guy.
So 1st down and 10 now for Century. Ball spotted on the 27 of the Braves. Twardowski under center. Twardowski gives it to Burkhardt, the up back, and oh boy, he's going to shed off one tackle, get across the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Goes Jarris Burkhardt. On the stop there was Hunter Corbin for the Mandan Braves.
Well, they're giving it to, everybody's getting a touch. Lill, Burkhardt, Twardowski, so coach is kind of mixing it up, giving everybody a chance to get hit and getting into the game early on.
You hot?
Really? Wow. Get you and me in a 89-degree, it's probably hotter than that in here.
I feel like I'm at St. Mary's, the old St. Mary's gym.
Well, yeah. Oh,
up in 2nd down and 7. Yeah, up in the square, the 2x2 box. Here's Twardowski, Lill, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, fighting off tacklers, and he can't. And he's going to be pushed back for a loss, back to the 26-yard line. So good pursuit up front. Mason Zander there on the stop. The linebacker, good pursuit there. Also getting up off the bottom of the pile was Corbin. But now a big 3rd down here, and Ron Wingenbach's clearly deep in Mandan territory. He's going to go for it on 3rd down and 9 to go for Century.
Well, Zander didn't make the play, Scott, but he made the play. He got through the middle on a blitzing linebacker. He's the one who hit Lill initially. He bounced off, and then Corbin, as you mentioned, he'll be an all-state defensive end. He's the one who mopped up.
Twardowski, play action, rolling to his right. Looks, he throws it over the top. 2 receivers in the vicinity as they both went up to try to catch it, and Trinity Anderson on the coverage, and in the pattern there was Burkhardt, and also it was Joey Kralik.
Yeah, it was. You're right. One guy was supposed to be short, and one guy is supposed to be deep. But I think the deep guy is supposed to get himself out to the sideline. So you have 2 opportunities, and so he had 4 guys right in kind of a line in a 10-yard window, maybe even inside that. And so that was a tough completion. Good job by Trinity Anderson, the free safety, to knock that away.
So this would be a big stand here for the Mandan Braves defense on 4th down and 9. Out of the shotgun goes Twardowski. Twardowski back to pass. He's got time. Throws near corner of the end zone. He's got a man out there and overthrows him by about 5 or 6 yards. The intended receiver there was Rivers Martin, and Mandan comes up with a big defensive stop, and they will get the football back. On the coverage there was Jace Johnson and Paxton Olhauser for the Mandan Braves. So Mandan gets it now. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the UPS store. located on South Broadway in Minot. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, and Saturday, 8:30 to 3. The UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. So 1st and 10 now for the Braves from their own 26-yard line. Sheldon sends 2 receivers left, lone back. That's Jace Johnson. Sheldon barks out the signals. Sheldon hands off Johnson. He's got room. 30, 35. He's tripped up there and out to the 36-yard line goes Jace Johnson. And Rivers Martin had to come up from the free safety spot, Chuck, to make the stop there. But that was after a big gain there by the tailback from the Braves.
Good blocking in that right side. Crow and Bugby opened up a little bit of a hole. And Johnson, he's got some speed. This guy's a good athlete. Basketball, golf, football. So I love the 3-sport athletes. He's sneaked through a hole and got into the secondary and picked up nice yardage, 10 yards.
7 minutes to go, opening quarter, 1st down and 10 for the Mandan Braves from their own 36-yard line. Sheldon hands off Johnson. He fights his way over the right side. He's got his legs moving out close to the 40, and he's going to fall forward, but his forward progress is they're going to say he's down at the 40-yard line, but nonetheless, that's after a gain of 4 yards there, so it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Braves.
Good hard run by Jace Johnson. He shows how strong he is off tackle. That's kind of a reading. I don't know if that's a run-pass option for the quarterback, but he's surely looking downfield when he has that handoff, and then he carries on the fake very well to the outside, so he really holds that linebacker.
2nd down and 6 now for the Braves. Sheldon out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. Sheldon rolling to his left. Sheldon still on the move. Set, stop, turns, fires down the middle of the field. He's got a man out there. Cut. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mandan. On the reception there was Tristan Almer. The Braves strike first.
They ran that similar play was a rollout by the quarterback. Then he set up just outside the pocket. He had 3 guys out there that allowed him to square up, and then Ulmer did a deep post, got behind Rivers Martin and Cash Weisenberger, and the quarterback Hudson Sheldon hit him perfectly in stride. He catches it, runs it the last 10 to 15 yards untouched. Huge play, 60-yard touchdown pass.
60-yard touchdown pass. And the Mandan Braves expose that secondary for the Century Patriots, and they get on the board at the 5:58 mark of quarter number 1. And on to, well, Mandan's going to probably have to take a timeout here. The play clock already at 6, and they're going to go for it. Sheldon's going to, nope, he's going to keep it. He's got room, cuts inside, across the goal line, and he gets the 2-point conversion. 5:58 to go on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Opening quarter of play. It's Mandan 8, Century 2. Back with more from the Starion Sports Complex after this timeout on the PSP Network.
All right, bring it up. Come on. Someone's got to call a play. All right, let's go. I right, zoom, spider 2, Y banana. You don't like that one? Okay. I right, 40 power? No. You don't want that one either? All right, go kick off. Get out of here. Let's go.
First Western is your independent community bank with all the online conveniences you want and an experienced team you can count on.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Well, a big strike there for the Mandan Braves. A 60-yard touchdown pass from Sheldon to Ulmer, and Mandan leads 8-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. They've probably been helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. Find them online at RogerWardMovingandStorage.com to schedule a move or to find a quote. Roger Ward Moving and Storage. On to kick it away for, that was Mildenberger, and falling on it at the 24-yard line was Weisenberger, and now Century will have it deep in their own territory, trailing this one 8-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
24-yard line.
Well, those 2 drives, the first 2 drives for Mandan were a little bit different. Both 3 plays, both minute 30. Well, the first one was -5 yards. That was 74 yards and a first down. So good quick turnaround and short memory for the Mandan Braves.
So Century on 1st down and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Twardowski goes under center. Oh, and he fumbles in the backfield, and did he fall on it or not?
I think he got it back, Scott. He was trying to run an option play, and I don't know if he wanted to pull it. I think he tried to pull it, but the running back, Burkhardt, he may have thought he was keeping it, and fortunate for the Century Patriots that Mike Twardowski was athletic enough to fall back or jump back and dive on it, but a big 5-yard loss. I could not see who tackled him, but still a 5-yard loss. Again, that's not a way you start a possession.
No, you don't. Now it goes down to 2nd and 15 for Century. 5:15 left to go, opening quarter of play. Here's Twardowski. He's got twin receivers to his left. Twardowski's going to go straight ahead, breaking off tack, gets across the 20, out to the 22. Not a lot there for the quarterback, Twardowski. Gigi on the stop there for Mandan.
Gigi just a sophomore, 5'11", 240, but it shows this guy's talent. They got him starting to tackle, and they just shed his blocker big time. And a direct snap to the quarterback. He just ran behind his fullback and said, all right, we're going to play some power football. And Leighton Gigi said, all right, I can be the power on this play.
So Century with a 3rd down and 12 from their own 22-yard line. Twardowski out of the shotgun. Twardowski back to pass, straight drop, looking across the middle. He's got a man. It's caught 30, turn upfield 35, and out to the 36-yard line on the reception there. That was big number 40. That was Caden Hoffman there for Century on the reception. Didn't have him on my sheet, Chuck.
Yeah, I had about how many different names, and here's a kid that he didn't get anything thrown towards him or anything, but nice job as a tight end, blocking, released. Good job of the quarterback rolling out and finding him, picking up that 1st down.
1st and 10 now for Century from the 36-yard line of the Braves. Twardowski under center, hands off Lil. He goes straight up the middle. Ball's on the carpet, and I think Mandan's got it. I think the Braves came up with it, and yes, they did. On the recovery there was Wyatt Peel, so a big defensive stop for the Mandan Braves.
Got to take care of the ball. 2 fumbles in this possession. Gavin Lill got hit hard from the side, and right there was Wyatt Peel for the fumble recovery.
So Mandan will take over after the turnover by the Century Patriots. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Century 36-yard line. Sheldon barks out the signals, out of motion. Sheldon had Johnson coming left, cuts back inside, Laundry on the field, and he may have got 2 yards down to the 34-yard line. Kane Nelson, the linebacker, making the stop for the Century Patriots, but hang on. As
most likely that's a hold. Yep. Anytime you see a flag right at the line of scrimmage, most likely that's going to be some type of hold and personal foul. So probably what happens, Scott, is you can't engage. You can't go down and cut somebody when he's engaged up top. And a lot of times you have a double team block, but you can't go below the waist to cut him. And that's what the officials are saying. That's a 15-yard penalty. Okay. So they'll go all the way back to the 49-yard line of Mandan.
Yeah, so now it'll be 1st and a whole bunch for the Mandan Braves with 3:43 left to play here. Opening quarter of play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan leads at 8-2. Bottom of 5. Sheldon barks out the signal. Sheldon back to pass, throws it underneath. It's going to be caught at the 45-yard line on the reception there. That was Trinity Anderson. On the coverage was Landry Wesson.
Just a quick hitter. Trinity Anderson lining up in the slot formation, running a short stop route. Picking up 5 yards. Don't try to get it all back, right? Just try to get a completion, and nice throw and catch there, but a great job by the middle linebacker, Landry Wesson. This guy had a great week last week, a sack and a fumble recovery for the Patriots.
Ooh, I felt the breeze.
I did.
Did you feel that
I totally did, but I don't feel it anymore.
All right, 2nd down and 20 for the Mandan Braves. They're in Century territory. Sheldon back to pass, sets, throws across the middle, and it's going to be picked at the 25-30. 35, 40. He's at midfield, angling towards the sideline as Oliver Jensen, and the Century defense strikes pay there with a Oliver Jensen interception, and he brings it back into Mandan territory.
That's one of those, Scott, where he did not see the Oliver Jensen, who was playing linebacker, had dropped deep, and his receiver was running right into him, and he threw it right to him. Great job by Oliver Jensen, another great athlete. When we talk about athletes, picked it off and had a huge return from the 25, goes 6 yards all the way back to the Mandan 44. So you turn it over, Century, but you get it right back.
So Century now has it first down and 10 from the Mandan 44-yard line. Twardowski sends two receivers to his right. He's going to keep it, cuts back inside, and he's down to the just shy of the 40. They're going to spot it. Well, we'll call it the 40 because the front nose of the nope. Now they're going to move it back. Yeah, now they move it back to the 41-yard line. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Jersey Mike's. Make sure to vote for this week's Jersey Mike's Player of the Week on the PSP Network Facebook page. Jersey Mike's is a sub above. Century on second down and 7 after that gain of 3 by Twardowski. He goes under center. Gavin Lill, the lone back behind him. Twardowski, misdirection. They go to Lill, trying to bounce outside, cuts back inside. And boy, he's not going to get anything. It's going to be no gain. Wyatt Peel was not fooled on that carry by Gavin Lill, so it'll bring up a third down and 7 now for Century.
This Mandan defense has been tough. I mean,
yeah, they have
that's
been.
one thing against Davies last week. I mean, they only gave up 223 yards, 147 rushing, but they played really well. They kept Mandan in it and gave Mandan opportunities. The offense just could not take advantage of them.
So third down now and 7 for Century. Minute 24 left to go here. Opening quarter play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. 8-2. Mandan leads it. Twardowski, eye backfield behind him. Lill dots the eye. Play action. He throws out in the flat. He's got a man caught 30 and turning upfield down to the 32-yard line, or the 28-yard line on the reception there. That was Jackson Burst. So big first down for Century as they near the Serve Pro red zone.
Mandan playing a three-man zone, and they dropped way back. Century read that. Quarterback Mike Twardowski's. It was a stop pattern on the outside, just a 7-yard out, but the cornerback Medenwald had dropped way off, Scott. So good call by the coach, Ron Wingenbach.
First and 10 for Century from the Mandan 29. Twardowski keeps over to the left side, bounces off one tackler, bounces off another one, and carries the load down to the 21-yard line. Goes Twardowski.
Such a good runner, Scott. He runs
really
so hard and so strong. Medenwald had to come up from his cornerback spot. That's the kind of first down play you want to have as a quarterback, and good blocking by Burkhardt and all the dudes up front.
Set up about a second down, and we'll call it a long 3. I don't see where you get 2 out of that. I think it's second down on a long 3 for Century as they near the Serve Pro red zone. Eye backfield, Twardowski under center. Handoff, Lill. Stutter steps his way to the line of scrimmage, falls across the 20. He's going to be short of the first down. Trevor Anderson makes the stop there, but now Century is in the Serve Pro red zone. 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro. And that's going to end the opening quarter of play here from the Starion Sports Complex. On the BNC Bank scoreboard, it's Mandan 8, Century 2. Back with quarter number 2 after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire & Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire & Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Century will start quarter number 2 with a 3rd and short. We can tell you tonight's game brought to you in part by Prestwich Orthodontics. As we'll get to that read here shortly as we are back to live action. As it'll be 3rd down and short. Twardowski goes under center, fumbles the snap, dives forward. I don't know if he dove out of it or not.
Jeez. Century's putting the ball on the carpet. That's their 3rd fumble in this first half. 2 by the quarterback Twardowski. So I don't know if that's center exchange or the center. Was down in the pile. I don't know if it's on his stomach or what. It was Austin Smith, the senior center, that recovered it.
So that'll bring up, we can tell you, Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options that make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit minorbraces.com today to get started with a free virtual consultation. Prestwich Orthodontics, 4th and inches for Century. Twardowski under center, flag comes out.
Motion on the right, Ole Taylor, the right guard, Scott. He's took a quick step with his left foot, and the official was right there.
Yep, so now it's going to be...
We're talking about shooting yourself in the foot, man. This, you got 3rd and a half a yard. You fumble it. Now you have an offside or a motion penalty.
So
now they're going to go for probably a field goal, Scott, I would bet. Yep, they're bringing in the quarterback, Christian Jangula.
Yep.
Going to mark it on the, usually it's about 6 or 7 yards back, so we're going to mark it at the 32-yard line. So 42-yard field goal.
Yeah, we'll see if Jangula's got the foot for this one.
I think he does. He had 35-yarder last week he kicked.
42-yarder for Jangula. Snap, hold down. Kick, line drive. I think it's wide left, and it is. And Mandan comes up big again, but more to the fault of the Century Patriots, as that penalty there cost the Century Patriots a 4th and inches. So Mandan will take over. BNC National Bank with locations throughout North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. BNC National Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit BNC Bank online today at bnc.bank. Here come the Braves on 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. They lead this one 8-2. Top of 6.
Yeah.
And now we've got...
Every possession's an inning? Is that how you're kind of going?
Well,
okay,
yeah,
I like
so,
it.
Huh?
Early on, Cheyenne leads Davies 14-7. Just almost the first quarter is just about over. So number 1 and number 4, I think, right? Both receiving first place votes.
Sheldon as a motion. Hands off Johnson, goes left, cuts back inside, fights his way out to the 25-yard line where he's brought down there after a gain of 5. Now they're going to give him 6. Oliver Jensen makes a stop, so it'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Mandan Braves. 10:47 to go, opening half of play here from the Starion Sports Complex.
It was a nice cutback by Johnson. He just runs pretty deliberate, right? He does a good job reading the hole.
Blockers.
Started out on the left side and then cut back against the grain.
So 2nd down and, well, they're going to say 5, but I think it's 2nd and 4. It appears it was a gain of 6 as Sheldon hands off. Johnson coming to the near side, and he can't get to the edge. Flag comes out, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. That's Cash Weisenberger. We'll see what the flag is.
Yeah, they might be a hold on the outside as that right tackles, trying to reach the left tackle so you can run an outside play, and when you did that, he got the hand up on the shoulder pad, so they're going to call that one a hold on it. And Century going to take, because as it is, the loss was back to the 21, so it would have been a 5-yard tackle for loss. I'm thinking it's going to be a decline, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to decline it.
Yeah, they're going to take a tackle for loss for Cash Weisenberger.
So it's all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, it will bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Mandan Braves after that penalty.
So Johnson, He wished they'd have taken it because he goes back 5.
Brody Skalski in there now at the tailback spot as he lines up behind quarterback Hudson Sheldon. Sheldon back to pass, looks left. Now he comes to the near side. Down the sideline, he's got a man out there. And over the outstretched arms of Medenwald in front of the Braves bench. On the coverage there was Rivers Martin. Oh, Ryan Landenberger on the coverage there for Century. So now Mandan's going to have to punt the football away, leading this one 8-2.
Yeah, he was only guy in the pattern on that right side. As a matter of fact, it was trips to the left and just Medenwald, and he looked to his left and then he came back to his right and he had him open, just could not get to him.
Ulmer back to punt it away.
Ugh.
High kick, angles towards, and it's going to go out of bounds. And what are we going to get here? The Mountain Man from The Price is Right, I think, aren't we? Don't we have to step this one off?
We should have that music. We should put that in.
Nah, yeah,
I don't know how it goes, but
tonight's game brought to you in part by Minot State University, with more than 96% of recent Minot State grads employed or continuing education. MSU grads get jobs, period. Minot State University. Well, Century now put up a lot of points last week, and well, they've yet to get in the end zone on the offensive side of the ball. They've shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Twardowski goes under center. Gavin Lill dots the I. Twardowski rolling up, throws underneath. He's got a man caught turning upfield at the 45 was Burkhardt. And he's going to be brought down there. Peel over there on the stop. Also,
Burkhardt is complete. Gain for 8 yards.
Couldn't see who the other one over there for Mandan was. Is that number?
I couldn't see. Sorry, Scott. They like that fake handoff to the fullback, then he just flips out in the flat. Quarterback reads it.
Medenwald, I think, was the other one over there for the Mandan Braves. So good gain there to bring up 2nd down and 2 after the gain of 8 yards. Inside Braves territory, ball spot on the 44. Twardowski under center, tosses Lill to short side, cuts back inside, breaks one tackle, still on his feet, and he's driven backwards, but not till after he picks up the 1st down at the 41-yard line.
Well, he just shown his strength right there, Scott, as Doug Sheldon finally pulled him down, but he turned the corner. He had guys hanging on him and just kind of ran through those towers. Didn't run through, just kind of drug him past that 1st down. I mean, he earned that 3 yards.
9:05 left to go, opening half of play. 8-2. Mandan leads on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Century in Mandan territory, 1st and 10. Twardowski under center. Oh, and we're going to have encroachment now against Disseletz at the nose guard spot, but he pointed and said somebody from Century jumped. We'll see what it is.
The one guy that shouldn't jump is the nose guard.
Yeah.
You got the ball right in front of you. And he did. He tried to get across, and that's maybe Century was kind of going on 1-1 every time. And they said, hey, guys, hold it. We're going to try to go for 2 and go on 2.
Well, we haven't had any timeouts yet tonight, but call Hub International Insurance today for all your personal business insurance needs. Hub International Insurance. So after the penalty, brings up a 1st and 5 now for Century. Ball spotted, 36-yard line of the Mandan Braves. Out of the shotgun goes Twardowski. Twardowski's going to keep it, go straight up the middle, and he's going to be close to a 1st down.
Just a power run that's kind of just a quarterback keeper.
Was that Austin Bay? I think was one of Austin Bay making the stop there for the Braves, and then they're going to say he's short, so it'll be 2nd down and 1 for Century.
It's a 7th carry for Twardowski. 17 yards for him. Gavin Lill 5 for 9 after both guys had 100 yards last week against West Fargo.
So 2nd down and 1 to go. Twardowski under center. Lill dots the I. Oh boy.
Yeah.
And that play was blown up as it's a loss back to the 35-yard line. Disseletz and Gigi
Stop.
Yeah, they totally
stop there.
Blew up the nose guard, double teamed him, got in that gap right away, and the handoff to Burkhardt went absolutely nowhere. Matter of fact, it went backwards.
So loss of 2 brings up.
Take your pick who you want to give the tackle for loss to on that.
Yeah, to bring up a 3rd down and 3 now for Century. Twardowski goes out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. Twardowski going to go run it right. Turns upfield. He powers his way. And it appears he's got the 1st down at the 30-yard line, and he does. Doug Sheldon in there for Mandan making the stop. So move the chains as Twardowski picks up a 1st down for Century, 1st and 10 from the Mandan 30-yard line.
I mean, just a power run by Twardowski. He's running behind his fullback. And Burkhardt, who blocked great for him last week, and for Gavin Lill, and so he's got an extra guy there. And then Twardowski, as we talked about, an absolute load at 185.
So 1st and 10 now for Century. Ball spotted on the Mandan 30-yard line. Twardowski. Burkhardt stands alongside him. Twardowski straight drop, throws it over the top. He had a man wide ahead. Gavin Lill open over the top as he beat the defender, but Twardowski just threw it short.
And they also had Caden Hoffman wide open on the backside. So we had 2 guys open deep, and he short-armed it. He wants that over.
Yes, he does, as Gavin Lill was wide open. Trinity Anderson on the coverage. It almost looked like that football was deflected, but it wasn't.
Yeah, he did not throw that very well. Tried to put some touch on it,
yeah.
And I don't know if he changed his mind or something at the end.
So 2nd down and 10 now for Century. Twardowski back to pass. Here comes pressure from the right side. Throws it on the screen. Lill turns upfield, 25-20, and he's tripped up, falling down towards the 15-yard line as Trinity Anderson makes the stop. And flag on the play, and what is that going to be? It looks like it's going to go against Century.
That's a good play call. Gavin Lill, we talked about how good of a pass catcher he is, Scott, and you get a guy like that with his moves and his strength in the open field. He showed he had got the 1st down, but that's a holding call at the 34-yard line, so that'll go all the way back to just a 5-yard call, or what was it? Wasn't it a hold? Or was it a hand to the face or something?
I didn't see it. I was looking down on my sheet, and I did not see it. But nonetheless, it'll be...
We'll give it a 10-yard penalty because that's what it ends up being. So instead of being a 1st down, it's a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, it'll be
2nd and 20.
2nd down and 20 now for Century. 6:14 left to go. Opening half a play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. 8-2. Mandan leads. Twardowski. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Back to pass. Twardowski throws it over the head of Lill, and Lill was going to go nowhere as right there all over him was Wyatt Peel. So now to bring up a 3rd and 20 now for Century.
I think it was a smart play. That was the guy that he was supposed to throw to, the only one in the pattern in the backside, and he faked the handoff the inside to Burkhardt, looked to the left to Lill, and he wasn't open. Peel wasn't buying it, and a smart play by the senior quarterback.
Bringing the play in from the sidelines is Jackson Burst. And we'll see what Century elects to do on 3rd and a whole bunch. Call it 20. Twardowski. Burkhardt stands alongside him. Here comes Mandan on the blitz. Twardowski, he's blowing up as soon as it's hit, and it's underthrown. Olhauser almost picks it off, and on the stick there for the Mandan Braves, that was Connor Neese.
Yeah, Connor Neese.
Under pressure. Olhauser on the coverage.
I didn't say. I mean, Neese came out. Wright's got the blitz from the outside linebacker, and quarterback Twardowski had no time whatsoever. Kind of tried to throw it from going backwards on a deep pattern. He had 2 guys in a 15+ yard pattern. So good call by the Mandan defensive coordinator, saying, "Hey, we're not going to give them time. They're going to have to run some deep plays in order to pick up that 20 yards."
We got Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the field. Contact your local Hub agents, Josh Cotello, Michael Borman at 355-3100 for your personal and business insurance needs. 5:54 to go, opening half a play. It's Mandan 8, Century 2, back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Ackerman Estfold is an experienced team of architects and civil engineers committed to achieving the best possible solution for every project. Over the past 20 years, our team has been trusted with jobs big and small throughout the state, from major flood protection projects to county roads, classroom walls, and community spaces. We will be your partner through the initial design to final construction. Trust the Ackerman Estfold team with your next project.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Well, Todd Sheldon took his first time out of the half there as Jangula set to punt it away as Olhauser back to receive, and Jangula angles it towards the sideline. And it's going to go into the end zone as Century couldn't get down there. So Mandan will take over with 5:48 to go here in the opening half, leading this one 8-2 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Tell you tonight's game brought to you in part by Northern Plains Heating and Air. They have over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts, as the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. There's no other choice to suit your heating and air game other than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online at northern-plains.com.
Well, this Mandan defense that we talked about that played so well against Davies, they're doing the same thing today. Have not given up any points. That safety was you can't give them credit, I guess, or you can't charge them for that.
Sheldon, as Mandan motions from left to right to left, but snap is on the field, and did Sheldon get on it? I think he did.
So okay,
he fumbled the snap.
I'm not so sure it didn't hit the motion guy, Scott. You know, where it hit him in the back, where he was coming across.
Well, somebody hit him on the helmet.
Maybe that was Xander.
Xander going in motion.
So whatever it was, it wasn't good.
That's a loss all the way back to the 13-yard line.
And that goes as another tackle for loss. And that's a 7-yard loss that Hudson Sheldon will have to take.
So now I'm sure we'll see if Century elects to start using their timeouts here, if they can hold Mandan, as they've got Mandan pinned deep in their own territory. Trips to the near side, and there's a 5-yard penalty as Trinity Anderson got a kickstart there when they move it back 5 more.
The defensive end, Ole Taylor, he's on the right side. He came across, and he was about 25 yards away, and he's pointing right down. It's not me. It was him on the end over there, and that's who it was. So that'll be 5-yard penalty.
So now that puts him all the way back to the 8-yard line. They've got to get it across the 30-yard line for a first down, so it'll be second down, and we'll call it 22 to go for Mandan. Sheldon back to pass. He looks left, throws it behind the intended receiver on the far side. That was Jensen Schultz.
Got a pass last week. Jensen Schultz, and he was open. They had the cornerback had dropped way back. I don't know if it was a zig and a zag. One went inside, and the throw went to the outside.
So third down and 22, 4:53 to go here in the opening half of play from the Starion Sports Complex. Good crowd on hand. Glad to have you aboard on the PSP Network. Sheldon out of the shotgun. Sheldon back to pass, steps up, bounces off one tackle, and then he's going to be swarmed under all the way back to the 3-yard line.
Sheldon sacked on the play.
On the tack, that was Austin Smith in there. So Mandan started this drive at the 20-yard line, and now they have it on their own 3. So Ulmer will have his cheeks on the back of the end zone when he punts this one out, and Gavin Little licking his chops standing around the 34-yard line.
We talked about that offensive line, Scott, and they started first couple possessions okay, but
and Ulmer's got to try to run it out, and he's going to be brought down. I think it was a high snap. I was looking. It would look like a high snap.
We should know better on a Mandan punt than to look away. I mean, we may not want to watch it because we don't want to watch. You know what I mean? But we gotta stay locked in. So
So now Century will have it inside the Serve Pro red zone. 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro.
So Ulmer, how would you give him a run, I guess, right? He runs it 4 yards.
So Century, first down and goal to go from the 7-yard line of the Braves. Twardowski sends 2 receivers to his right, far side of the field. Ball spotted left hash. Twardowski's going to keep it, turns it upfield, heads towards the goal line, dives forward, and he's going to be short at about the 1-yard line as Gigi makes a stop there. So it'll be second down and goal to go from the 1 for Century.
I run it again, right? I mean,
there's no question.
It's a play that it's hard for them to stop.
You think 5's going to carry it?
I would give it to 5 if it's me. Why wouldn't you, right? Maybe Mandan's thinking the same thing, but if I'm a coach, I don't care. So you stop me. He's under center.
Twardowski goes under center. Eye backfield, Will dots the eye. Twardowski goes over the right side into the end zone. Touchdown, Century.
Well, number 5 got it, the quarterback. He got a little help from Burkhardt pushing him from behind, but it was a big hole on that right side. Austin Smith and Ole Taylor really led the way. So another bad punt for Mandan. Really, that's all the points that Century has are because of the punt team for Mandan.
That's exactly right. Special teams not performing right now for the Mandan Braves. Jangle on to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. A line drive is good. So as we go to break, 3:24 to go on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Century 9, Mandan 8. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
A 1-yard touchdown run by Twardowski, the extra point by Jangula, and Century leads 9-8, top of 9.
Is it top of 9?
No. Bottom of 7.
Yeah,
bottom of 7.
We're still in the first half. We got to be top of 9 yet.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Holy cow! What's some crazy things going on here?
Awkward game.
Yeah, man. Just you hate to kind of watch that happen, and I can't tell you what it is, if it's the snap but it's like anything else. If you're a snapper, if you're a guy putting or chipping, I mean, is it a snap yips? I mean, what I'm saying is once you start making a bad snap, you can't. I'm sure you can't help but get tight.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched in the sidelines to see if he's practicing or.
Olhauser and Anderson back to receive as Jangula will kick it off. Line drive kick right at Trinity Anderson at the 5, 10, 15, 20, cuts back outside, back inside, 25, 30, still on his feet, 35, and rolls down to the 36-yard line. Nifty footwork there by the young man from Mandan. Trinity Anderson gives Mandan some good starting position with 3:17 to go here in the opening half.
Well, not only at first it was a good fielding play. You know what I mean? He short hopped it and picked it up in the 4-yard line, then showed his track speed, got out to the 34, or 36, excuse me, a good starting position for Mandan. It's their best of the first half. So there's still time, lots of time. So see if Hudson Sheldon can kind of put that interception behind him from a couple possessions ago.
Sheldon on 1st and 10 from his own 36. Sheldon fakes the pass. Now he rolls out to his right. Now he's going to turn upfield. Little shimmy shake move there, and he just steps out of bounds, driving him out of bounds there. That was Kane Nelson. They'll give him a gain of 1, so to bring up second down and 9 for Mandan. Clock stops with 3:11 to go here in the opening half of play.
Good coverage downfield. Sheldon just had nowhere to go, and didn't it feel like he wanted to throw it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, I was like watching him going, no, God, don't force it. I mean, I don't care who wins. It was just one of those things you don't want somebody to make another mistake.
Are you saying he had an itchy trigger?
He did. He totally did, but he didn't pull it. If it had been basketball, he'd have let her rip, I can tell you that.
2nd down and 9 for the Braves. Sheldon, straight drop, looks underneath, caught Olhauser at the 41, spins off a tackler, fights his way to the 45. Gavin Lill makes a stop there. So it'll be a nice gain there on 2nd down. We'll call it 3rd down and 3 to go for the Braves with 2:52 left to go here in the opening half. 9-8 our score on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Century leads by 1.
They're playing soft. They're playing their corners soft, Scott, and giving some room. So Coach Sheldon is gonna take some of those wins.
Oh,
that was a
hard count. Sheldon got the Ian Schweigert, the young freshman, to jump off sides.
The littlest of this, now you got to come out. You're like, oh man, he was lined up in the gap off the center. He was feeling bad that Disselette jumped off sides of the nose guard. He said, see, it happens.
Yeah, he goes over there and rips his helmet, almost took his head off with it, but
so that'll result in a 1st down.
Got a little visit there from the defensive coordinator. Now it'll be a 1st and 10 for Mandan. Ball spotted on their own 48-yard line. Here's Sheldon. Hands off Johnson, eludes one tackle. He's in Century territory, dives down to the 45. A little delayed handoff there by the Mandan Braves. Drew Notlin making the stop there for Century. So Mandan now inside Century territory as the clock continues to wind. 2 minutes to play here in the opening half.
Backup quarterback Drew Notlin got the tackle, but what a great jump cut by Jace Johnson on that one, eluding the initial tackler.
2nd down, 3 to go for the Braves. Sheldon, Johnson straight up the middle, 40 out on his feet. Look out, 30, 25, 20, breaking off tacklers, and he's all the way down inside the Serve Pro red zone. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Mandan from the Century 18-yard line.
Just good blocking at the point of attack, Scott. I mean, one back in the backfield, you hand off, the quarterback read it perfectly, and he was running downhill when he hit the line of scrimmage, ran right through an arm tackle and picked up huge yards, 27 yards and a 1st down.
And we're going to have a Hubb International Insurance timeout on the field. Hubb is the leading North American insurance brokerage. Minute 30 to go, opening half of play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Century 9, Mandan 8, back after this timeout on the PSP network.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
Well, tonight's game brought to you in part by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. They've been helping the region with their moving and storage needs since 1942. Find them online at RogerWardMovingAndStorage.com to schedule a move or to find a quote. Roger Ward Moving and Storage. So 1st down and 10 for Mandan from the Century 18-yard line inside the Serve Pro red zone. Sheldon, Johnson, the lone back behind him. Johnson comes right, bounces inside, and he's going to get a couple. And the clock will still wind. It'll be gain of 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8 now for Mandan.
Landry Wesson, the middle linebacker, made a good play right there. He got one guy down. If it's a cramp or what?
Yeah,
right
that is.
I can tell you who it is. It's
Austin Smith. As the clock stops.
Yeah, it's cramp, Scott, as it's hot out there. It's hot in here. It's 83 out there right now, so it's cooled down since the 90 it hit today.
Also a reminder on the PSP network, Minot High hosting the Legacy Sabres. tonight up in the Magic City. Nick Hallberg with the call for you on that one. Also, other action going on. St. Mary's and Bismarck High doing battle.
Yeah, and it's St. Mary's beat Bismarck for the first time in forever last year, and this year it's 42 buff at halftime. Bismarck High leads.
Yeah.
And these are two coaches who battled it back in the day. Mark Gibson was
Toby Schweitzer.
And Toby Schweitzer when St. Mary's and back in 83, 84, and 85.
Well, after the injury timeout, now Mandan second down and 9, minutes 17 to go here in the opening half. Sheldon. Two receivers to the left, slot to the right. That's Olhauser in the slot. Ooh, low snap. Sheldon's got to go down and get it. He does. Picks up, still finds time to throw it. Caught, corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Trinity Anderson. Oh, was that an athletic play by Hudson Sheldon?
Well, I have in my strengths for Mandan athletic quarterback, and he showed it right there. I think he took his eye off it, Scotty. He tried to one-hand it, and then he dropped it, and he leaned down. And I don't know, I'm not so sure if the cornerbacks on that outside stopped, and all of a sudden he stands up like a pheasant, and there's the red head, and whoop, he hits Trinity Anderson in an out pattern with an absolute bullet. 17 yards.
Well, and Todd Sheldon's going to elect to go for 2 here, as his team leads 14-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard once again, as Hudson Sheldon, Johnson the lone back. Now they motion. Peel left to right. Johnson angling right, cuts inside, and he's going to be brought down, and the 2-point conversion is denied. A minute, Landry Wesson making the stop there. 1:05 to go, opening half of play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan 14, Century 9. Back with more on the PSP Network after this timeout. Oh, here we go. Where? They get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 seconds, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it! I'll give Hudson Sheldon a lot of credit there, as he fumbled the snap, hung with it, picked it up, and was able to find Anderson behind that secondary of the Century Patriots, who's early on in this season has been reeling as they give up another touchdown pass. This one 17 yards, and Mandan has regained the lead here with a minute and change to play here in the opening half.
Century's got a couple timeouts, so we'll see what they do. But yeah, that's just a good possession right there for Mandan. It just shows the skill set they have on the offensive side.
Return from the 12-yard line up to the 20, 25, and blown up there on the return. That was Cash Weisenberger, so Century will start deep in their own territory. First down and 10 with 59 seconds left to play in the opening half.
Brody Savaggio, and that could have been Cooper Anderson, the senior Cooper Anderson. There's 2 Cooper Andersons on the team. I looked at this, wait a minute, there's got 2 Cooper Andersons. I went, nope, there's 2 Cooper Andersons. And I asked one guy, he goes, he didn't think they were related. Now that seems really ironic if that's the case. The guy I asked did not know, but.
Oh boy. I'm guessing both those got nicknames. I mean, you can't use Coop. You can't use CA. I mean,
CA. That was yeah.
Unless one's CA and one's Coop.
Could be.
Century on 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Twardowski's going to keep it. Shuffles his feet, trying to find some room, and he's going to be brought down by Gigi.
Good push by Gigi on that left side. The sophomore tackle doing a good job. He's been in a lot of plays tonight, Scott, in this first half.
Yes, he has. We got Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the field. Hubbard National Insurance located at 4204 Boulder Ridge Road in Northwest Bismarck. That'll give us a chance to tell you tonight's game brought to you in part by the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, Saturdays 8:30 to 3. The UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. The UPS store. Well, the Century Patriots elect to take a timeout after that gain of 1. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line, trailing this one 14-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Tell you, BNC National Bank, your life is busy. We'll make managing your money easy with locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Visit BNC Bank online, bnc.bank.
Big game on the East. We talked about that. 21-7 at halftime. Cheyenne with the lead over Davies. I think I've got my son-in-law Tom Kopp. He's giving me some updates going to that game tonight. So appreciate everybody who's given us in. If you're at a game and you know a score or you know us, just send it if you know it's gotten my text.
Here's Lil over the right side. He's got room 40, 45 midfield. He's in the Mandan territory and written out of bounds there at the 43-yard line. Trinity Anderson runs him out of bounds. So a big play there by Gavin Lil puts Century into Mandan territory.
26-yard run on that one, and that's that toss play again, which is the two plays that have been very successful for the Patriots. 26-yard pickup, 37 yards for Lil in the first half.
Century says we're not going into halftime quietly. Here's Twardowski again. Twardowski back to pass, throws it out in the flat. Lil, nice catch there, but he's going to be brought down by a swarm of black jerseys for a loss of about 3, maybe 4 on the play there. And
it's Peel on the outside. It's one thing. I think Peel's the one who he's got Lil all over the field, and man, he's an athlete just as much as Gavin Lil is.
Another Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the field. Call Hubbard National Insurance today for all your personal and business insurance needs. 14-9 our score, 36 seconds to play. Reminder also, we'll have at the conclusion of this one, our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads post-game report. Also, we'll have a Sport Clips player of the game. Sport Clips will keep you looking your best. Check in online with the hairstyles today at sportclips.com. And also, we'll have our Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game. That's at the conclusion of this one. Well, first half was moving along pretty quick, but we've kind of come to a stalemate here now.
So it's safety day for the Patriot fans over there. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They got their construction outfits or construction day, whatever. They sure show up.
Either that or that's kind of been the theme around Bismarck this summer.
Construction, yeah, you got that right.
Every corner you turn on, you see one of those bright colored vests. Well, let's see now. Century's used all their timeouts. Mandan.
After the loss of 3, it's 2nd down and 13.
Has 2 left. 2nd down and 13. Twardowski. Straight drop, looking down the far side. He's got a man. Oh, he throws it out of bounds as they lined Lil up. And he just ran a straight fly pattern, but he threw it over his head out of bounds. So to bring up 3rd down and 13. Rusted Medenwald on the coverage there for the Braves.
And Medenwald's going to be one of those guys. He's probably going to be an all-state cornerback. And I mean, his kid's a great basketball player, too. He was honorable mention all-state last year as a D-back. In football, and just a great athlete. We saw his mom when we were setting up. His mom is deaf, and so it's a pretty amazing interview you guys had with him, I think it was Cole, right?
Cole Higley did a great job with that one. Bet he did.
After one of the basketball games, they had somebody sign to his mom. That was pretty special.
So 3rd down and 13 for Century. Twardowski back to pass. This time he's going to throw it down the middle of the field, and Olhauser can't catch it. That time they sent Lil right down the seam and overthrew him. So to bring up 4th and 13 with 27 seconds to play.
Olhauser was actually lined up on the outside receiver, and he came off that receiver to help out. Good play by him as they're just running 3 deep right now, figuring that Century's going to throw the ball deep. There's some underneath opportunities here, but Century's running 3 flies.
And Jangle on to punt it away. Olhauser back to receive. He stands around his own 10-yard line. There's a snap. Olhauser or Jangle, good kick there. And that's going to go into the end zone, but a good kick there by Jangula. So it'll go into the end zone, and Mandan will have 19 seconds left, and I'm guessing they're probably not going to get real cute here.
I wouldn't think so. You got to know. They haven't been good at cute right now. I mean, probably just a.
Well, as you said, Chuck, it's.
Okay, what's going on now? Why are they going back here, Scott? Was there?
Well, there's a flag, and
Oh my goodness! Which way? They got a flag? Is it like a 15-yard penalty? Why? Where is he going? Or are they going back to the 20? Well, There's all kinds of confusion. Holding on Mandan, so they're going to enforce it after the kick. So it's holding as they were holding some of the punt cover for the Patriots.
Flag on the play, holding will move the ball back to the 10-yard line. First and 10, Braves.
Yep, so the Braves will have it 1st and 10 from their own 10, and I'm going to guess here that Sheldon's going to take a knee with the ball now real deep in their own territory.
Patriots have no timeout, so that would they don't. Just got to take one knee and you should be good to go, right?
Yeah, I would think. Nope, they're going to hand it off to Johnson, and Johnson tiptoes his way over the left side, and he's going to be driven backwards. But I think that's going to end. That's going to be the last play of the half as both teams heading towards the locker room as the clock winds to 5. And all we need is the horn, and that will lead us into halftime here at the Starion Sports Complex. On the BNC Bank scoreboard, it's Mandan 14, Century 9. We'll be back with our halftime activities after this timeout on the PSP network.
All right, bring it up. Come on. Someone's got to call a play. All right, let's go. I right, zoom, spider 2, Y banana. You don't like that one? Okay. I right 40 power? No. Don't want that one either? All right, go kickoff. Get out of here. Let's go.
First Western is your independent community bank with all the online conveniences you want and an experienced team you can count on.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, welcome back to our Sport Clips halftime report from the Starion Sports Complex. There's a look at the Mandan Braves marching band on a beautiful night here over in Mandan as Mandan leads Century 14-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. And Chuck, I guess I don't know what a descriptive, good adjective would be to use for that opening half, but that was not real pretty on either side.
No, it was definitely was not pretty. I mean, we had turnovers, we had fumbles, we had bad snaps, we had interceptions, we had, I mean, just a lot of stuff. We had a couple good plays in that first half, but all in all, I would say it was UGLY. It might be pretty close to, describing how that first half was.
Yeah, as Matt Century started out early, but offensively, if it wasn't for the Mandan special teams, they would not probably have any points on the board, as the special teams has not been very good for the Mandan Braves. Again, other action going on tonight, St. Mary's and Bismarck High. That one was pretty much in the hands of the Demons there, Chuck, late, as you said, 42-0. And I don't know if we got an update from the Legacy Minot game. We could text our colleague and see if we got anything up there.
Oh, yeah.
But Legacy on the road taking on the Minot High Magicians. And we'll try to get you updated on that as we move on throughout our broadcast here tonight. Also, Turtle Mountains at Jamestown, Watford's at Valley City. And that is all the action here tonight in the AA or the AAA and the 2A.
I can tell you that Minot's up 7-0 over Legacy.
Okay, Minot's up 7-0 over Legacy. So the Sabres trying to go on the road and get their first win of the season. As you're listening to the Sport Clips Intermission Report, we'll take another timeout. We come back. Chuck Claremont will have a look at the first half individual and team numbers. At the break, Mandan 14, Century 9. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, welcome back to the Starion Sports Complex. At halftime, Mandan leads Century 14-9. You're tuning into the Sport Clips Intermission Report. The Braves marching band on the field. And activities running rampant over here at the Starion Sports Complex. For a look at the first half individual and team numbers, here's Chuck.
All right, thanks, Scott. First for the Patriots, as they had 6 possessions in the first half. Mike Twardowski led them on the ground. He had 11 carries with just 29 yards. He did have a 1-yard touchdown run. Gavin Lill had 6 carries for 37 yards. 26 of them came in just 1 carry on a pitch in that last drive of the first half. And then Jarvis Burkhardt had 2 carries for 1 yard. For Mike Twardowski, throwing, he was 4 for 11, 29 yards. 4 different receivers. Gavin Lill had 1 catch for -3. Jarvis Burkhardt had 1 catch for 8 yards. Jackson Burst had 1 for 12. And Caden Hoffman had a catch for 14 yards. On the Mandan side, they were led in rushing by Jace Johnson, as Jace Johnson had 52 yards on 9 carries. Hudson Sheldon, the quarterback, 3 carries for a -4 yards, net yards. Tristan Ulmer, the punter, ended up with 1 carry for 4 yards on a kind of a muff punt that turned into a Century score. And Hudson Sheldon, from the quarterback side, he was 4 for 8, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 60-yarder to Tristan Ulmer to get on the scoreboard for the Mandan Braves, and then a 17-yarder to Trinity Anderson to get their second score to put them on top as we're at halftime, 14-9. Mandan leads. Team statistics, the Patriots, 19 rushes in the first half for 67 yards, 4 completions for 29, so 30 total plays for 96 yards. They put the ball on the floor 3 times. They only lost one of those fumbles. 2 punts in the first half, 43.5-yard average, so Jangula kicking the ball very well into the end zone 2 times. He put the ball, 3 penalties for 20 yards for Century. 1 big one, though, on a 4.5 yard that pushed him back and forced him to try and a field goal, a 42-yarder for Jangula that went that wide left. They did have 6 first downs. They had 2 sacks in the first half, 1 interception by Oliver Jensen. For the Mandan Braves, 13 total rushes for 66 yards. They also had 4 completions. Did have 1 interception, as we mentioned. 88 passing yards for Mandan. So Mandan had 21 plays is all in the first half for 154 yards. So 154 to 96. Mandan has the advantage in total yards. Mandan did fumble at one time, but the one time they fumbled, they picked it back up and threw a touchdown. Punts 1 for 31. For Ulmer. I don't know how you want to call that. Is actually 3 attempted punts. 1, he went over his head. He tracked it down in the end zone, and that was a safety, the first score of the game for the Patriots. And then the second one, he is in the end zone. Couldn't tell. We didn't see if it was a muff punt or a bad snap, but no matter what, he tried to run it out of the end zone. So 2 of the punts ended up in points for Century, and the only punt he had went 31 yards. They did have 3 first downs, no interceptions, but they had 3 tackles for losses. So the Mandan defense is playing very well, just giving up about 3 yards of possession or per carry or per pass, and so it's that defense trying to keep something going at halftime. So from the scoring perspective, let's take a look at that. As Century got on the board first at the 10:24 mark, as we mentioned, on a safety with a ball snapped over the head of Tristan Ulmer, and he just fell on it in the end zone. It was 2-0 at the 10:24 mark. And then Mandan, 2 possessions later, or actually, let's see, Mandan, the very next possession for Mandan, it was just a 2-play drive, or 3-play drive that went 74 yards. The big one was a 64-yard or a 60-yard touchdown pass from Sheldon to Ulmer over the middle. That was at the 5:34 mark, or 5:58 mark. They didn't try for the extra point. Sheldon ended up running it for a 2-point conversion, so they took the lead 8-2. That was at the end of the first quarter. Then Century got back on the board as they scored in just a short field, as it was that muff punt again. Ulmer ran it out of the end zone, got to the 7-yard line, and 2 plays later, Twardowski runs it in from the 1 yard out. Jangula made the kick, and that was 9-8, and we ended the first half of the scoring. Let's see, what was the time? That was at the 3:20. Nope, let's go on this side. At 2:12 of the first half, where Mandan was the last to score, and that was a nice drive, a 6-play, 64-yard drive that just over 2 minutes, 2 first downs. They had 5 nice runs on that that possession, and it ended up in a 14-yard or 17-yard throw from Todd Sheldon to Trinity Anderson. So the extra point was they tried the extra point to run. It was no good from Jace Johnson, and that's where we are at halftime, 14-9.
I'm guessing you meant Hudson Sheldon, right?
What did I call him?
You said Todd Sheldon?
No, Todd didn't run it. They didn't bring him off the field with try to run it without any or pass it or whatever. But yeah, Hudson Sheldon was there who threw that touchdown to Trinity Anderson in the corner.
Yeah,
and the scoring.
Updated score from Minot. It's Minot 14, Legacy 0 on our BNC Bank scoreboard. As there you see some of the Mar Club athletes from the fall there, getting recognized down on the field here at the Starion Sports Complex. As
I've got a bunch of scores for you quick, Scott, if you want to hit that BNC scoreboard.
Absolutely.
At halftime, it's past that now. It just started the third, still 21-7. Number 2, West Fargo Cheyenne over number 4, Davies. Dickinson beat Williston 26-6. That was in AA. Shanley.
That was yesterday.
Was it okay? Yesterday. We didn't talk about that one yet, though. Shanley was up 50-6 just into the third quarter. Don't remember where they were playing. Bismarck High was up 42-0 at half over St. Mary's. And we do not have a score of the Jamestown game or the Valley City game. So there you have it.
Well, there's an updated look at our scoreboard as we've got more football to be played here as the Mandan Braves lead this one at the break by a score of 14-9 as our Sport Clips intermission report rolls on with more after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At the Kramer Agency, we have the privilege of serving our community by helping businesses and individuals protect what matters most. That's why we're proud to be your locally owned independent insurance agency. As an independent insurance agency, we work with the industry's leading insurance companies and provide our clients a better experience and a better value. For auto, home, business, bonds, life, and health insurance, think the Kramer Agency. See us at our new location at 232 West Century.
Agency, your partner for life.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
Welcome back to our Sport Clips intermission report as we get set to start the second half. I want to thank you for tuning in to our Sport Clips intermission reports. Sport Clips will keep you looking your best. Checking out online with the hairstyles today at sportclips.com. StarionComplex.com. Well, Century won the toss. They deferred. So they will receive to start the second half here. They trail at 14-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. As during that break, we got a few more score updates. We'll pass those along to you once we get them. Also kicking off, Trey Mildenberger kicking it off and angle towards the sideline as Weisenberger picks it up. He should have let it go out of bounds, but he gets it out to the 30-yard line. Does Cash Weisenberger, and that's where Century will start 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Tell you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Minot State University. Minot State University, be seen, be heard, be you. Minot State University. Here's Century on 1st and 10 from their own 30. I backfield behind quarterback Mike Twardowski. Lil dots the I for Century. He gets it. Angles left, and he's going to be swarmed under back at the 25-yard line. Hunter Corbin making the stop there for Mandan. It's a loss of 5. Well, they're going to say maybe a loss of 3 or 4. Let's call it 3.
His second tackle for loss. He's an absolute beast. Second-year starter on the defensive side. He's also a 2-year starter on the offensive, or he's 3-year starter on the offensive line. So what a guy to have on your team. Just, I mean, big, athletic. I've watched this guy. He's got great feet.
Well, last week, Century scored 46 points. Don't think they're going to get there this year. Here's Twardowski. He's got all kinds of time, and he throws it wide left of the intended receiver, Cale Schomer. Trinity Anderson on the coverage there for the Braves. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 13 for Century.
Is it just me, or those lights not very bright?
You know, I don't know what it is. Is it
the smoke?
Is it the smoke? I don't know. I think it's yeah.
I may need to talk to my eye doctor.
Yeah? You know one, huh?
I know a good one. I think you know one too.
Yeah.
He might be listening.
So 3rd down and 13 for Century. From their own 28-yard line. Twardowski back to pass. He's under pressure. Twardowski rolling to his right. He's got to run it. Turns upfield. Now he dumps it to Lil on the sideline, and Lil is absolutely blasted after the catch at the 35. But that's not going to be enough to bring up a 4th down, and Century's going to have to punt the football away.
Thought it was Anderson came off his guy, Lil, to go upfield as the quarterback was turning to run, and then the smart play by Twardowski's, he just popped up, threw it over to Lil, but then he got blown up. I did not see. Who'd you say hit him, Scott?
I couldn't see who it was because it was
a big hit.
Yeah, it certainly was. As back to punt it away will be Jangula Olhauser. And it's going to be a short kick. Oh, no, it's going to take a Century roll, and it's going to be down at the 34-yard line, and that's where Mandan will take over for their first offensive possession of the second half. Reminder, we'll have our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads, post-game report. After this one, planning team financial advisors helping clients work towards financial freedom. And Shots Crossroads, your post-game headquarters. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. 14-9 our score, 10:54 to go, 3rd quarter of play. Mandan leads at 14-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
I think Mandan keeps feeding it, making sure they have a little run pass, that they're feeding it to Jace Johnson, as he had 52 yards in the first half.
Sheldon out of the pistol, hands off Johnson. Johnson stutter steps to the line of scrimmage, and he tiptoes across. No, he gets barely across the 35. They're going to give him a gain of 1. Schweigert on the stop there for Century.
Braxton Dahl, that was also there. Braxton Dahl, the little brother of Brady Dahl. So one guy's a quarterback.
Yeah.
The younger brother's a lineman.
So second, I'm going to give him a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers split left. Receiver to the short side of the field. Sheldon coming left. Looks like it spins off a tackler Bulls forward, but he's going to be stood up right at the line of scrimmage as
Number 55,
little RPO there. Ole Taylor makes a stop. Boy, I tell you what, we saw Ole Taylor make that first play, Chuck. We haven't heard much of him since.
No, they've done a good job blocking him, and that was actually a true option, down the line option as they went at Ole Taylor. The quarterback spun inside instead of pitching it to Jace Johnson. I'll bet they run that a play again because Johnson was open on the pitch.
So 3rd down and 7 for Mandan. From their own 37-yard line. Sheldon out of the shotgun. Straight drop, looking right. He throws it. He's got a man over the top. Olhauser over his outstretched arms at the 30-yard line. Nope, that was not. Oh, yeah, it was Olhauser. Gavin Lill on the coverage there. Good coverage by Gavin Lill. And now Mandan's going to have to punt it away. And this has kind of been the, well, not kind of, but this has been the downfall of the Mandan Braves here tonight is the punt team.
We're going to watch this one, Scott. Eyes on this one.
Yep.
And I'm going to watch the snap and everything. So
Ulmer stands at his 25. Gavin Lill back at his 25 to receive it. Low snap. It goes on and gets it and almost blocks it. They're going to get a roughing. Wow. And look at that punt.
Holy cow.
Flag on the play.
He kicked it all the way down to the
10-yard line, I believe, the 11-yard line.
So the punt went 62 yards, but they're going to call it on Kane Nelson, as that was close. If I'm the special teams coach of Century, I'm going, are you sure he didn't need a piece of it?
Well, yeah, that's what Ron Wingenbach is saying, or somebody on that coach at Century sideline is saying. Wasn't that tip, but nope, as Mandan will now have the ball in Century territory as they bring this one all the way out to the 48-yard line of the Century Patriots.
Well, I don't know how the math is. It was on the 37, and you get...
and Mandan huddled all the way back at the 30.
Yeah, I guess that's 15-yard penalty. That's good math, my bad.
So 1st down and 10 now for the Braves from inside Century territory. Here's an option out. Johnson gets it. He cuts it back outside. Ooh, good open field tackle there. And on the stop was Twardowski, but what a great tackle as Johnson was going to cut to the outside. Couldn't get there, and Twardowski with the ankle tackle.
Yeah, he gets by him. He picks up another 5 yards, and Twardowski, all of Steve Feeney, that's the plays Steve Feeney made a ton when he would go down from the strong safety side. But Twardowski's a cornerback playing press coverage and just did a great job going down and the ankle of Jace Johnson.
Instead, it's no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now. Sheldon steps up, takes a snap, looks left, fires left, caught, turning upfield to the 40, down near the 35 on the reception there. For Mandan, that was Rustin Medenwald.
That was a bullet. 2-step drop, turn, and just absolute fire it to an out pattern on Medenwald. He caught it, turned upfield.
Well, and Sheldon kind of stepped up in the pocket too a little bit. So be a 1st down, it'll be a 1st and 10 from the Century 38-yard line. 8:35 left to go here. 3rd quarter of play. Mandan leads 14-9. They're on the move here in this 3rd quarter. Sheldon again out of the pistol. Sheldon, he's going to keep it. He's going to run with it. Now he wants to throw it across the middle. Caught. Olhauser. 25 breaks a tackle. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mandan. Nifty move there by Olhauser. But hang on. There's laundry on the field.
I don't know if it was man downfield, Scott, because it was an unbelievable fake to Jace Johnson. The quarterback kept it rolled out. He could have ran forever. They're going to call ineligible man downfield. As a lineman, that's a hard one to call. It happened so quick. And then he threw it to Ulmer, who was in the middle of the field. Rivers Martin missed the tackle. So all for not a 38-yard. I can't say perfectly executed because it was perfectly executed. The lineman would have stayed on the line of scrimmage. That's a tough one right there.
Boy, so all for nothing there. As you said, Chuck, a great fake there by Sheldon. He found Olhauser across the middle. Olhauser did a nifty job of taking that one to the end zone, but
that's
to no avail as it'll be spotted back at the 44-yard line, or it'll be first down and 15 for the Mandan Braves. Sheldon fakes it. Sheldon throws over the top. He's got a man wide open. Clock 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown and into the end zone. Jensen Schultz down the sideline. And Mandan, just like that, strikes again.
Well, Schultz lined up on the far left side. I get two guys in the pattern on the right side, twins right. He faked the handoff. He looked right, and he came right back left. A fly pattern right down the sidelines, ran right by the cornerback. He was wide open, and quarterback Hudson Sheldon threw an absolute perfect pass to Jensen Schultz running down the sidelines as he waltzed into the end zone for a 43-yard touchdown catch. That was a good call.
Yes, it was. And Mandan's going to go for 2. Sheldon, and they throw it over the top. Ooh, and he throws it over the head of the intended receiver there. That was Derek Schmidt, and the 2-point conversion is no good. 8:20 to go. Third quarter play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan 20, Century 9. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Well, they score on a touchdown to Olhauser, called back. Ineligible man down field, and Todd Sheldon elects to go for the downs right away, and it is converted. And here on the return is Weisenberger again up the near sideline, and he's spun up there. Actually, that was not Brody Savageau makes a stop. That was Oliver Jensen on the return.
Brody Savageau, he's been a beast. That's his second huge play on the kickoff team. It's so nice to have special teamers like that take such pride.
So Century will have it 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Twardowski keeps it, runs left, turns upfield, and dives out to the 42-yard line, or the 37-yard line, and flags come in. I believe that might be a late hit against Mandan.
They got one guy in the field, two guys. Twardowski's down for Century. He's got a cramp. And then you got one other guy down for Mandan. He's pointing to his right knee.
That's 63, isn't it, for Mandan, Chuck?
He must be cramp, pointing to his calf, maybe. Yep. It is Leighton Giggy.
Yeah, and there's a big penalty there against Mandan on the late hit.
So that was it tackled him about the 38-yard line, Scott?
Yep.
So a pickup of 4, and then you add a late hit on top of that.
So Drew Nodlin taking some snaps.
So where's the sideline? So 15-yard penalty takes it all the way out to the 47 now.
Tell you tonight's game brought to you in part by Jersey Mike's. Make sure to vote for this week's Jersey Mike's Player of the Week on the PSP Network Facebook page. Jersey Mike's is a sub above. Also, Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options to make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit mybraces.com today to get started with a free virtual consultation. Prestwich Orthodontics.
Good news. Twardowski ran off the field, Scott, so all's well there as Sheldon will take, not Sheldon.
So Nodlin will come in.
Thank you.
And he'll operate the offense now for Century. He goes under center. Gavin Lill dots the I. Fakes it to Lill. Nodlin rolls out. Under pressure, looking. Now he throws it across the middle, and is it caught?
Yeah, Kralik.
Oh, Kralik. I thought it came out.
So how about that for confidence in your backup quarterback, Scott?
Yeah,
the quarterback goes out, you call a pass play, a rollout play for Nodlin, and he takes his time, he rolls out, he waits, and he throws a bullet to Kralik. Okay, now what? No, they're going to say he dropped it?
Well, see, I thought
he had it.
No, see, I thought he dropped it. Yeah, I thought he did. He had it, and then he dropped it. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 as Nodlin goes under center. Nodlin hands off Lil. And wanted to bounce the outside, but cut it back inside. Pretty good move there, and he gets it down to the 39-yard line. On the stop, Austin Bay for the Mandan Braves. He gets up kind of gingerly, so to bring up 3rd down. About 5 to go for Century.
Just pushed the pile, drugged the pile forward.
They trail 20-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. 7:31 left to play here, 3rd quarter of play.
21-14, Cheyenne over Davies at the end of 3. That's a battle there. 28-0, Minot leads. Legacy up in Minot.
And now we're going to get a Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the field. Hub is the leading North American insurance brokerage, Hubbard National Insurance. 7:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back after this timeout on the PSP network.
Transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Nodlin on 3rd down, rolling out to his left, throws it underneath. It's caught for a 1st down.
Caden Hoffman.
Hoffman on the reception there, so move the chains. So Nodlin trying to move this offense as Twardowski on the sideline with that injury.
And nice pass behind him a little bit, but hey, that's all you had to do was get that 1st down.
They toss it. Lil coming near side, cuts inside, now back to the outside, turns the corner, leans forward, and falls down to the 30-yard line. A good run there. Best run of the night, I think, for Gavin Lil. On the stop was Paxton Olhauser.
His best run was the 26-yard pitch play, but outside of that,
that's right.
Right. That was
exactly
his best power run. Yep.
Gain of 7 at 2nd 3.
Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3 for Century. They trail 20-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Nodlin goes under center. Lil dots the I. They toss it. Lil going left, cuts back inside and dives forward. On the stop was Wyatt Peel.
And that's just a great play by Wyatt Peel because he started outside and then as a lead blocker on that toss play, hey, if the guy goes outside, you kick him out. The tailback's got to read it and cut inside. Well, he cut inside, but it was Peel giving him a little fake. He faked outside, jumped back inside, and he was right there to pull him down before the 1st down.
3rd down now and 2 to go here's Nodlin, tosses. Lil comes right, cuts inside, dives into the pile there, and it's going to be close. As Doug Sheldon there on the stop for Mandan, and we'll see. They're saying it's 4th down. Yep, it's 4th down.
Sheldon came flying in. Scott went down and cut the knees down of Lil.
So it's going to be 4th down and short. And here comes Jackson Burston with the play. The Mandan faithful rattled in the stands here at the Starion Sports Complex. And a big play for the Century offense here in Mandan territory on 4th and 1. Nodland under center. Oh, look at here.
Whoopsie.
And Nodland, oh, wait.
No, that was.
Oh, yeah. And Nodland wasn't even under center.
No, he wasn't. Caden Hoffman jumped off sides. I don't know if it was supposed to go on like no sound or what, under center, the first movement. But maybe somebody said hut. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it happened, but that would be a penalty. But sometimes you can say it in a way that, something, and, you can make a call or something. And Caden Hoffman just picked up the first down in the last series.
Well, that changes your play call here now, because now it goes back to 4th and 6 for Century.
Twice on 4th and a half yard. They do that.
And now Ron Wingenbach wants a Hubbard National Insurance timeout, as Hubbard National Insurance located at 4204 Boulder Ridge Road in Northwest Bismarck. On the BNC Bank scoreboard, 4:39 to go here. Third quarter to play. Mandan 20, Century 9. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Well, the Mandan sideline getting the fans fired up on...
It's packed, Scott.
Yes, it is. A 4th and 6 here for Century. Nodland. Twins left, single receiver right. Nodland fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Pumps. Flushed out of the pocket. On the move. And he's going to be driven out of bounds.
I think it's going to be a sack, Scott.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Doug Sheldon there. And the Mandan defense comes up big there. And Century will turn it over on downs, and the Braves will get it with 4:32 to go here in quarter number 3.
So that was a big possession that ultimately you have your starting quarterback out. And, he ran off the field, so I don't know if Coach Wingenbach just felt, hey, I want to get him evaluated or what the situation was, but Mandan stepped up big. Century shot himself in the foot on that penalty and 4th and a half yard. But
so the Mandan Braves take over, leading this one 20-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard as Sheldon. Pistol formation for the Braves. Direct snap. Oh, he throws it out in the flat, and it's caught. No, a nice spin move there at the 39-yard line. On the reception there was Jensen Schultz. And Sheldon, right at the last second, was able to find him out in the flat. And
it seems like the plays that look the worst sometimes turn into good ones, right? The last time he fumbled a snap, he threw a touchdown. This time he ran into the fullback or the running back who he was doing a ball fake for, and then he threw it to his newly found favorite receiver, Jensen Schultz, the sophomore.
That reminder, we'll have our Jobbers moving a storage move of the game. Jobbers focus on the details of the process without ever losing sight of the big picture. Their efficient step-by-step approach to move management keeps everyone on the same page with locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. As they tend to an injured player on the near sideline, we can tell you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Minot State University. Minot State University, be seen, be heard, be you. Also by the UPS store, located on South Broad and Minot. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, Saturday 8:30 to 3. The UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs.
Final at St. Mary's, Scott, as second half was running clock. The Demons end up winning 49-7 over St. Mary's.
So the Demons moved to 1-1, and they get their first win since
2021.
2021.
It's weird saying that, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
I'm sure Coach Mark Gibson will be celebrating every win right now. It was big for him. I think they're going to be better this year, but I mean, they got rolled by Shanley, but Shanley right now is beating West Fargo 57-6 with 5 minutes left in the third. Yeah. They are good again.
Yeah, they are. That Kane Nelson was the injured player over there. So,
and Kane Nelson's been one of the dudes for Century. Came up big last week against West Fargo late in the game.
He walks off the field on his own power.
It's too dark. I can't see over there where I see Noglin, but I'm looking for Twardowski, and I cannot see him.
So now we're back to live action. Second down and 2 for the Braves on their own 42-yard line. They motion Schultz from right to left. Handoff, Johnson going right, cuts inside. He's got the first down, and he's drilled down there at the 45. Ole Taylor on the stop for Century, but that's going to be after a first down, so move the chain.
Good blocking at the point of attack. I mean, Ole Taylor made a nice play, but in a situation like that, hey, you got to pick up 2 yards. You picked up 3. Offensive linemen did their duty.
Yes, they did. So 1st and 10 now for Mandan. They lead 20-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
Johnson has 57 yards on 12 carries to lead Mandan, and Shelton having a nice game. 7-12, 149 yards, 3 touchdowns. I would say that's recovering from last week.
Yeah, that's a bounce back right there. 1st and 10 now.
There you go.
As Sheldon, he's going to keep it, trying to get to the edge. Turns it upfield, and boy, that's just good defense there by Century. As Sheldon got a couple on the stop was Ryan Landenberger.
Yeah, Century did a good job staying, in their lane, right? They didn't go for the fake. They had 3 guys on the outside, and Sheldon, his speed could not turn the corner. He talking to his uncle, Todd.
So it'll be bring up second down and 7 for the Mandan Braves. Ball spotted on the 48-yard line. Century shows blitz. Sheldon, quick release, throws the near side, caught Olhauser, and right at the 45-yard line, Landenberger drives him out of bounds there, but that's going to be a first down inside Century territory. Clock stops.
They got another cramp.
Now Olhauser's cramping up.
He is really good at that. Just three-step drop, puts that right foot in the ground and throws a strike. He's a baseball player, shortstop, shows his arm strength. Quarterbacks love that one.
And he just rolls over to the sideline because he's right near it, so they'll tend to him. Clock stops at 2:34 to go, quarter number 3, as Mandan on the move again. They have it 1st and 10 from the Century 45-yard line. Sheldon, Johnson trying to get to the edge. He does, turns it upfield, turns it inside, and he's ridden down at the 40-yard line. Good strong run there by Jace Johnson. Gavin Lill makes a stop for Century, but that's after a gain of 5.
Pulled that backside guard. Logan Renner is in on the backside guard, but did a nice job coming around, hitting one of the defenders, allowing Johnson to bounce outside and pick up nice yardage on first down.
And
when you're getting 3 or 4, was he waddling off? Was that?
Yeah, he's cramped up right down here. Now Skalski comes in for him.
We should probably mix in some water, huh?
So Skalski in for Johnson on 2nd down and 6 from the Century 41-yard line. Anderson in motion. They hand off Skalski, and he went left, cut it back inside, and picks up a couple across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Landry Wesson makes the stop, and the clock continues to run with 1:10 to go. 3rd quarter of play.
Skolsky, we know he's a tough kid. He's one of the guys, and we've heard his name a few times on special teams.
Boy, Century's defense has been on the field a long time in this third quarter of play, and the question mark will be, is Twardowski going to come back in and play quarterback for Century? Third down, big defensive play here for Century. They motion, Peel left to right. Sheldon back to pass, looking, pumps, fires, caught and ripped down right there is Anderson. Landenberger makes the stop, but that's going to be enough for a first down.
That is pure arm strength right there, Scott. Landenberger was right there on the play. The 98-mile-an-hour fastball got there just before he did. Almost made the play, but almost wasn't good enough there.
Clock winds at 24 seconds, and we'll see if Mandan gets another play. Oh, they're going to have to because the play clock is at 13. So 1st and 10 now for Mandan from the Century 34-yard line.
Whoopsie.
Whoa, we got guys going everywhere now.
You know what? Somebody didn't snap it. Dissolette saying, hey, that's on you guys, but two guys.
There was three guys that were making moves.
Three offensive linemen were pulling. As I said, they pulled the backside guard, and that time it was a tackle. No, it wasn't a tackle. The two guards pulled, but the center did not snap the ball. Of course, he's never wrong. It's always the center being right. I mean, he's got the opportunity to snap it or not snap it, so.
Todd Sheldon kind of laughing there as he's talking to his quarterback, Hudson Sheldon.
That's the 7th penalty for Mandan for 60 yards. Take a timeout. Huh?
Nope, that's going to end the third quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books here from the Starion Sports Complex on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Mandan 20, Century 9. We'll be back for the final 12 minutes after this timeout on the PSP network.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit off, 7, pressure, points, yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Well, we start quarter number 4. Century trails at 20-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan will have it 1st down and 15 to start this 4th and final quarter of play. Century's defense has got to dig in here. Sheldon. Now they motion Peel. Sheldon back to pass. He's looking, he's got a blitz on the backside. Oh, and he's going to be brought down all the way back at the Century 47-yard line. And that was Kane Nelson on the sack there. A big time loss for the Mandan Braves.
Boy, no time whatsoever. It came on a backside blitz off the edge, and what a play, what a call for the Century defensive coordinator. And then, you make a call, and at that weak side linebacker, Kane Nelson, he's got to make the play, and he absolutely did. So glad to see him back. He was one that limped out a couple plays ago.
Yep, so 2nd down and a whole bunch as Mandan's got to get it down to the 24-yard line of Century. Here's Sheldon. He's going to keep it. He's on the move. Sheldon pumps, turns upfield, angles towards the sideline, stops, and then he just goes down.
It stays in bounds.
Yeah, he stayed in bounds. He goes down at the 46-yard line of Century. Clock will continue to run that now.
Gain of 5.
After that gain of 5. So 3rd down and long for the Mandan Braves. They lead 20-9 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
That last sack was 12-yard loss. 7 carries for Hudson Sheldon, -3. There's lots of time left. You can't get too conservative yet.
No, you cannot. 3rd down and a long ways to go. We'll call it 22. Sheldon, he runs right by one defender. Sheldon on the move, sets, fires underneath, caught, and breaking one tackle to 30, and spun down at the 26-yard line. Rustin Medenwald, and a couple of missed tackles there by Century, and now Mandan's got it 4th down, and we'll call it 3 to go.
Yeah, they had him stuffed about 8 yards short of that at the original line of scrimmage, and 2 guys missed him. And what a great fake by the quarterback. Let's start with that, right?
Oldie Taylor ran right by him.
Yeah, he gave him the old and kind of spun around, and Taylor was grabbing air.
Big play here for Century on 4th down and 3 from the Century 27 for Mandan. Sheldon slot to the right, and we're going to have a Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the field. Contact your local Hub agent, Josh Cotello, Michael Borman at 355-3100 for your personal business insurance needs. On the BNC Bank scoreboard, 10:15 to go. Mandan 20, Century 9. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country, we know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
All right, bring it up. Come on. Someone's got to call a play. All right, let's go. I right, zoom, spider 2, Y banana. You don't like that one? Okay. I right, 40 power? No. You don't want that one either? All right, go kick off. Get out of here. Let's go.
First Western is your independent community bank with all the online conveniences you want and an experienced team you can count on.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Well, here we go on 4th and 3 for the Mandan Braves from the Century 27-yard line. They motion Peel. Fake it to him. Sheldon back to pass across the middle. He's got a man out there, and is it caught at the 5?
No, he didn't catch it, but it was an interference on Medenwald as Medenwald got hit before the ball was there, and Century's like, well, was it even intended for him? And I think it was. I think it went right over his hands and almost came up with a great catch behind him. I couldn't see what number that was.
Wow, I guess was it a catchable ball? It would be the question too.
I think that's what the officials are talking about, saying, okay, let's figure this out. It may not have been thrown to him. He did get hit, though. He definitely got hit by 2 Century defenders. They had stopped him from running his route. He was running a deep in route, about a 15-yard in route, after the fake handoff to Wyatt Peel as he had came around and got in position as a fullback.
Well, what are they going to say here now? The officials standing with the football heading facing north.
So he's saying, yeah, he's going to come over now and try to explain. Oh. All right. Or was it?
Pass interference against Century. He caught the ball.
Okay, he had to catch. That's what they were talking. Otherwise, it'd have been first and down at 12. Who caught it? It looked like it might have been.
Looked like it was Braden Bosch, number 12, I thought.
Yeah. Well, he's in there. You're right. 12's in there.
I thought it was Braden Bosch that caught the football.
We'll give it to him because that's what they're saying.
So now Mandan 1st and goal to go. 9:59 to go from the 7-yard line. Sheldon. They motion Peel. Sheldon rolling to his right. Sheldon still on the move. Looks, fires, and that's going to be over the intended receiver there. He had no chance there. He had to throw that one away. Heady play there by Sheldon as he was under pressure.
So that was a 20-yard completion. It ends it up. That's had to be the conversation, right? Saying that was the first incompletion after he had thrown 7 straight completions. Now 11 of 17, Scott, for 197 and 3 touchdowns.
Pretty good night.
Not bad. Not a bad effort for the junior now.
Second down, it's goal to go from the 7. Peel in motion, hand up Johnson. Johnson to the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown from 7 yards out. Jace Johnson tacks on 6 more, and Mandan leads it 26-7 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
Great blocking by the guys up front, Scott. Big guy in there.
26-9, I stand corrected.
66 for Mandan. Carson Hunt, he came in, he made a big block, and Wyatt Peel came and had a great turnout at the point of attack, and then a good hard run there by Jace Johnson, the tailback. 7-yard touchdown run.
At the 9:40 mark, now they're going to kick an extra point.
That's probably why they don't.
That's probably why they don't. As Sheldon was.
I don't think that looked like you were trying a penalty kick in soccer.
And the extra point is no good. 9:40 to go in the ball game on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Mandan 26, Century 9. Back after this timeout on the PSP network.
You need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Well, 26-9 after the 7-yard touchdown run here. The Patriots on the return, 30-yard line, and fighting his way out to the 35 on the return there for Century. That was Cash Weisenberger. So Century's got some work to do here.
13-play drive. Scott went 66 yards in 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Picked up 5 first downs along the way. That is what you call a statement drive.
And we'll see. And Twardowski's back in there at quarterback.
Yeah, that's good news for Century fans. Nothing against the backup, Nodlin, because he actually didn't do too bad.
He goes trips to the near side, fires it far sideline, caught, and Cale Schomer on the catch. Gain of
Twardowski's pass.
So now you're 17 points.
There.
You're 3 possessions down. So you can't. It's got to be like in and out of the huddle. Let's go.
Yeah.
Number 4, Cale Schomer is complete. Memorable in the coverage for the Braves.
Yep. 26-9. Century on 2nd down and 2 to go. Twardowski rolling to his left, sets, throws underneath, caught, dropped out of the hands of Rivers Martin as he heard footsteps, dropped it, had the first down. So to bring up a 3rd down and 2 now for Century. Mandan player goes down.
Like what the quarterback did though, walked over right away to Rivers and just kind of put his arm in the back, said, hey, you're all right. Probably come right back to maybe the same play.
And coming off the field there for Mandan, that was, is that Tate and Gigi?
Yep, his little brother. Tatum and Layton holding that left arm as he comes off. Well, it says it's 77 out, but it's not 77 in here, I can tell you that right now. I don't know how flies are living in here.
3rd and 2 now for Century.
Stand by the window right here, Scott. He gets
8:57. I'm afraid I'll get frostbite when I go outside. Twardowski flushed out of the pocket. It's a foot race. Can he outrun the defender? And he gets to the sideline, puts his head down, and bulls his way forward. He's got the first down. Does Twardowski. Peel makes a stop, but he had some pressure from the backside.
Whoever was giving him pressure on the backside, he might be coming out of play. Nope, He's still in there.
Was that 73? Yeah, it was. That was Trey Mildenberger.
he's back in there. He ran about 35 yards after him. He got his hands on his hips right now, though. He's breathing a little tish.
As Century goes, trips to the right. Burkhardt alongside Twardowski. Twardowski rolling to his right. He's going to turn upfield and run. And Twardowski's down to the 46-yard line on the stop.
I couldn't see the stop. All I could see was Cale Schomer wide open down the right sidelines. He was jumping up and down, but you know, when you're turning like that and you make a choice, all right, I gotta pick up as many yards as I can, and it's hard for you to look downfield.
2nd down and 5 now for Century. 7:48 left to go here in the ball game. Twardowski spins out of the pocket, rolling left. Throws across his body, and he's going to be underthrown. The intended receiver there, that was for Drew Nodland, who's in there at a wide receiver now.
The trouble with that is Nodland was running a deep fly pattern.
That's a hard throw to make, too, for Twardowski.
Exactly. I mean, you're throwing against the grain. You know, you got Jay Cutler, arm strength, or somebody on that level to flick it like that. Some of those guys you watch do that, but Twardowski doesn't have that ability, and he kind of threw in the middle between two receivers, saying, okay, you got to come back and you got to run fast, and neither one of them got there.
Century on 3rd down and 5 now from the Mandan 46-yard line. Twardowski rolling left, under pressure, sets, fires, ball's tipped and incomplete. And I'm not sure who it was intended for. There was nobody in the vicinity there. That thing got tipped. Trevor Anderson.
Anderson was the guy right in the face of Mike Twardowski.
4th and 5.
So now 4th and 5, and Century's going to like to go for it here.
You know, I like what Mandan's doing is, you know, you make a decision on defensive coordinator saying, hey, when he rolls to the outside, as soon as he gets outside the tackle, I'm bringing the outside linebacker. I'm forcing him to try to make a throw. And
well, 4th down and 5 now for Century in Mandan territory. Twardowski looks right, rolls to his left. He's going to run. It's a foot race. Can he get to the corner? He does at the 40, and he's run out of bounds there. And it's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Olhauser knocks him out, but how about the screen by Rivers Martin? He just stopped, and the defender couldn't get around him. Good block, like a block out, if you want to call it that. That's what it turned out being. But good hard run by Twardowski picking up that 1st down.
Now we got another official's timeout as a Patriot player is on the ground. We can tell you tonight's game brought to you in part by Northern Plains Heating and Air. They have over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts. As a factory authorized dealer for AeroSteel, there's no other choice to see your heating and air game other than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online at northern-plains.com.
So on the BNC Bank scoreboard, West Fargo Cheyenne 21-14 still. About 2 minutes left in that game, so that one we're going to keep an eye on. Shanley way over West Fargo, 57-6. Way over. Is that even like a?
I don't know.
Have you ever heard that before?
No, I never have. Not until just now. Way over. Way over.
What is it, a speed limit? What are we talking about?
Is he way over what?
Way over,
speed
yes.
Limit?
Yep, that's me. I get it.
That was not intended towards you by any means.
Minot 28 zip over Legacy, 11 minutes left in the game on that one. So Minot playing well. They're showing they're a good football team. Their defense, I was so impressed against St. Mary's, and they're showing it here against Legacy. That's on the other PSP game. What else we got going on PSP next? Oh, we don't have anything else the rest of the week.
No, the rest of the week we're done for the rest of the week. Next week we're going to have, I believe, next week. What do we have coming up next week? We've got Williston at St. Mary's. We'll have that one for you. And then Mandan travels up to take on Minot.
Yeah, that could be a battle right there,
That'll
Scotty.
be a battle right there.
I think the Williston St. Mary's could be a battle,
yeah,
to be honest with you.
that one could be a good one as well, too, as Mark Kennedy in his first year at head coach there up in Williston. And
speaking of first, Horace gets a win tonight over Devils Lake, 27-26.
Congratulations to the Hawks, the Horace Hawks. So here we go on 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Ball spotted on the Mandan 38. Twardowski, this time he's going to roll to his right instead of his left. Sets, throws back across, ball tipped and incomplete.
Twardowski's pass is tipped and incomplete.
And in the area,
I think it was tipped by Braden Bosch.
Yeah, and
I think, right? He's going up. He's giving somebody some love. So
looked like Rivers Martin was in the area for the intended receiver. So now it'll be
second down and 10.
Second down and 10 as the clock stops with 7:17 left to play.
The ball game. The Mandan secondary doing a really good job right now. There's nobody open on these rollouts. 6 of 17, 45 yards. I'm not sure Minot had. Yeah, they about to have 150 yards, or Mandan, or Century does in the night. I'll get it right.
Here's Twardowski, throws underneath. Ooh.
Right through the hands of the Mandan defender who stepped right in front of him. Wide peel. What's that? He's like, how did I miss that? Great job of stepping in front of the I don't know who it was intended for, but Martin maybe.
Yeah, that was Rivers Martin. That was in the area as well.
Well, Wyatt's played a really good game. He definitely would be one guy that we could potentially be talking to.
3rd down and 10.
I'm sure Mom Marnie would appreciate it.
3rd and 10 for Century. 7:12 to go in the ball game.
And that's not to say that's not over. I'm sorry. There's lots of game left.
Yeah. Well, they don't convert on this drive, then things are going to be awfully tough for Century as Twardowski barks the signals out. Back to pass, pressure, he throws down the seam, and he overthrows. Oh, what did...
He got hit in the head. Braden Bosch hit the quarterback in the head.
Well, Gavin Lill wasn't even looking.
No, and he looked to be fairly close as Lill was running down the seam.
He was going down the seam, and he didn't even look back.
No,
and then he saw the ball land within about 4 yards of him, and he kind of went, what?
Yeah, so instead of being an incomplete pass in a 4th and 10, not a smart play as Braden Bosch comes flying by, reaches back with his left hand, pops him on the top of the head, the quarterback, Twardowski.
Okay, there we go.
So that's a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down. That's what you do not need if you're Mandan. Those are mistakes you cannot make.
To the 1st down for the Patriots.
So 1st down and 10 now for Century.
The 24-yard line.
So who's he in playing for? So Austin Bay.
23-yard line of the Mandan Braves. 7:07 left to go in the ball game. Twardowski back to pass, rolling to his right. Sets, throws in the end zone. He's got a man over the top. Incomplete. Gavin Lill. Trinity Anderson on the coverage. Also back there on the coverage was Jensen Schultz.
Mandan's doing a good job kind of rotating some of those guys in and out on defense. Different guys we've seen Jensen Schultz, Trinity Anderson. At least both those guys are rotating in and out with Olhauser and Medenwald. Trevor Anderson, I mean. Not Trinity. Trinity's starting at free safety.
Clock stops with 7:02 to go on the incomplete pass. Century's 2nd down and 10 from the Mandan 23-yard line, and
timeout Braves.
And we're going to have a timeout, a Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the floor. Hubbard National Insurance located at 4204 Buller Ridge Road in Northwest Bismarck. And the BNC Bank scoreboard, Mandan 26, Century 9, back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Ackerman Estfold is an experienced team of architects and civil engineers committed to achieving the best possible solution for every project. Over the past 20 years, our team has been trusted with jobs big and small throughout the state, from major flood protection projects to county roads, classroom walls, and community spaces. We will be your partner through the initial design to final construction. Trust the Ackerman Estfold team with your next project.
There's Twardowski on a rollout. He throws it out balance. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Caught Gavin Lill all by himself in the corner of the end zone, and Century put 6 on the board.
Wyatt Peel thought he had the under coverage. He just stopped. He thought he had a guy helping over the top, and he did not. So Gavin Lill just sat himself down in the end zone, and the quarterback, Mike Twardowski, was like, is he really that open? So, hey, don't look now, folks. It's going to be now down to a 2-score game.
Yeah, well, Jangle on to attempt the extra point, as all points are important here. Snap, hold, kick is up. It appears good, and Jangula drives it through. 6:56 to go on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan 26, Century 16. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
Jangula kicks it deep, and it's going to go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20, and that's where Mandan will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Reminder, we'll have our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads post-game report coming up. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial planner, planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisor here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online at planningteam.com, and Shots Crossroads get filled up on their delicious menu that includes the famous number 99. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. Team buses are always welcome. Well, Mandan, 6:56 to go. They lead by 10, 26-16. See if Century gambles on the defensive side of the ball here. Sheldon out of the pistol. Hands off Johnson over the left side. Look, oh no, that's not Johnson on the carry there for Mandan. That's Skolsky, and he's got all kinds of room over that left side.
He showed his ability to bounce it outside. Great job blocking on that end. Again, I think it was Peel that had turned his guy in between him and Wrestler. And then the speed right there of Skolsky to get outside. Big run on first down, 14-yard pickup.
Brody Skolsky, the 5'10", 170-pound sophomore in there, given
Johnson, because you said he limped off last time.
So I don't know.
He hasn't been back.
Nope, I don't think so. So it'll be 1st down and 10 now for Mandan from their own 34-yard line. Peel goes in motion right to left. Skolsky coming right, stops, now cuts it back inside, and he gets a yard, maybe 2, out to the 36. Kane Nelson on the stop there for Century.
Nelson's played a good game tonight. We've called his name a ton on that. He's the weak side linebacker for the Patriots. Patriots defense actually has played, fairly decent. I know.
Yeah, I agree.
From a rushing perspective, they've only given up a net about 75 yards. It's been the 200 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, and that's been their Achilles heel.
2nd down and 8. Oh, and then we got encroachment there as he got the right side of that line to move.
I think that's a new dude in there for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's number 60 in there that's Roman.
I think it's
Pharisee.
I think it is. I'll find out. I got his name earlier, Scott.
Roman Pharisee, a 5'11", 230-pound senior, in on that defensive line.
Second 3.
Yeah, Pharisee.
Yep. Okay, Pharisee. So the 5-yard penalty takes the Braves out to the 41-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 3 to go as the clock winds to 5:14 to play.
It's quiet here. The Mandan crowd's quiet. I suppose when they're on offense, you know, you don't want to.
Dead silent. Sheldon letting the play clock drip down to 5. Now he snaps it. Now Johnson in there. Johnson cuts it back inside and picks up the 1st down and more out near midfield down to the 49-yard line. Move the chains.
You got Johnson playing defense too. Keep in mind, Scott, he's like that kind of an outside linebacker, so it's nice to be able to spell him, give him a little energy, and then he comes back and runs. You see how hard? Well, yeah, I guess you see how hard he ran right there.
Boy, that trainer on the Century sideline has been the busiest person on the field, as now Landenberger's sits at the 50-yard line.
15 carries for Johnson, 75 yards. See if we have any other finals yet.
Tell you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options that make it easy to take your smile to the next level. Call them at 852-2646 or visit mineoutbraces.com today to get started with a free virtual consultation. Prestwich Orthodontics.
Shanley, they're the real deal, Scott. 57-14 over West Fargo. That's a final. Minot over Legacy 49 Buff at half. We called that one. Bismarck High, a final over St. Mary's. They get their first win since 2021. 49-7. Cheyenne by 7 over Davies. Dickinson won yesterday over Williston. Yep. South, they're in the top 5. They rolled over Grand Forks Central 34 Buff. Valley City won 30-0 over Watford City. Grand Forks Red River, they had a battle against Wapaton. Red River, I think, is number 3 in the AA. They're ahead 23-12, so that's a battle right there.
Yeah, Pierce Parks running the show up there for Grand Forks Red River.
Yes, he's a talent.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, University of North Dakota gets things going tomorrow, huh?
Yes.
You get fired up. You going to put some green on tomorrow, are you?
Well, why wouldn't you? I might have to work green tomorrow for my tournament I'm playing in.
Yeah, I heard about that. What is it, the Drake Bulldogs? Is that who's in town?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's a bunch of kids who didn't come home. You know, it's some of the kids from they go to UND. They didn't come back for the weekend. Like, why would you?
Why would you get the first home game? Hey, I'm sure the first party tips off at about 8:30 tomorrow morning.
I got a feeling there's been plenty of parties. Maybe the first football party.
Well, here's some movement up front. Who's it going to be?
Well,
is it going to be the right guard for Mandan, or is it going to be the nose guard for Century?
Rudy Crow's saying, hey, man, I'm just reacting to Schmidt coming across.
Yeah, and that's who it is, as they'll mark 5 back.
This one's kind of got a little bit ugly right now.
Yeah, the second half feels like it's taken about 2.5 days.
Yeah, I thought it was midnight.
Looks like it.
Yeah, now it's easier to see.
First down and 15.
It's 8 penalties now for Mandan.
So 1st and 15 now for the Mandan Braves from their own 43-yard line. Sheldon, hands off. Jace Johnson cuts it back inside, and he's going to be knifed down there by Landry Wesson. And just like that, we got a Hubb International Insurance timeout on the field. Hubb is the leading North American insurance brokerage. On the BNC Bank scoreboard, 4:12 to go in the ball game. Mandan 26, Century 16. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network. Here we go, where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 seconds, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it! Well, 2nd down and 14 for the Braves. They motion, does Mandan, from right to left. Sheldon back to pass. Rolling to the near side. Sets, looks back across field. He's going to be swarmed under. And, they're going to say he stayed in bounds.
I think that's what he was trying to do, and I like that he just didn't throw it away.
Landry Wesson there on the stop.
I mean, he took the sack, but I thought that was a heads-up play. He just kind of went down in a crumple at the 37-yard line as Wesson with the sack. But that's a heady play.
Yeah, it was.
Don't try to make something know that, hey, you know what, the clock's running. Century doesn't have any other timeouts left. We're up by 2 scores. It's only third down. I mean, it'll be under 2 minutes by the time Century gets the ball back.
Yeah, as the play clock winds down to 5. And, nope, they're going to have to take a penalty as it went.
Oh, so you make a smart play.
then you take.
And you don't get the delay a game penalty that stops the clock.
Clock stops at 3:19. Stay tuned for our Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads post-game report after this one. Now Sheldon brings in the play, and it'll be third down and
that cost you 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Sheldon looking left, now comes back right, still looking. Sheldon still looking. Now he spins back the other way. Now he's still on the move. Sheldon trying to make something out of nothing in the open field. Sheldon, now he fires it down the field, and it's a battle downfield at the 30-yard line. It's going to be incomplete. So a little Fran Tarkington there out
number 10.
Number 10 out of Sheldon. And to no avail as the pass is incomplete. Now to bring up a fourth down, and Mandan's going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, don't look now.
And there's 3:04 left to play in this one.
Yeah, and Mandan's punting. Oh. I mean,
so Tristan Ulmer to punt it. Gavin Lill, he's a dangerous man. He's dangerous.
Who's the snapper? Number 70, Scott, is a snapper.
Number 70, that is Logan Rooker. There's a snap. Good snap. There's a oh boy.
Holy cow.
I mean, that looks, I've hit a shot like that up on the north side of town.
You got an all WDA punter, and you got all kinds of time. You finally get a good snap, and you shank it and punt it 13 yards.
Hang on a second now.
13-yard punt.
So here comes Century with the ball first and 10 from the Mandan 45-yard line.
No, if you were the PA guy, you'd have had stuff going earlier, right?
Yeah,
Now they're going to try to pump up the defense.
Yep. So here comes Twardowski. His team trails 26-16 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. He goes trips to the right. Burkhardt, the lone back. Twardowski back to pass. Hitch and go move, and he had the defender beat. There's going to flag's going to come in. Intended receivers kill Schomer. I think there's going to be holding.
You know what, though? It's actually a smart play by Mendenwald because he had an out and up, and he had him smoked, and he held on to him, and it was either going to be a touchdown if he didn't hold him, or it's a 15-yard penalty this way. So heads-up play. It's still going to be first and 10 now at the 40-yard line. Just 5 seconds off of that one. Another penalty for Mandan. Now 10 penalties.
So now Century's got it first and 10 from the Mandan 30. 2:55 to go in the ball game. 26-16. Mandan leads in the BNC Bank scoreboard. Twardowski, Burkhardt alongside him. Twardowski back to pass. Looking. He's got a man on the flat and caught and falling down.
Turf monster.
On the reception there, that was Aiden Kaufman. And boy, I thought he had a little kind of broke his pattern off and appeared to be wide open, but nonetheless, it's a gain of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Century. And the clock stops on the, now when they restart it, 2.5 to go.
It shouldn't have stopped because wasn't a first down.
Yeah, I don't know what. Twardowski rolling out under pressure, steps up, eludes one. Now he gets out of another one, still on his feet, and he's driven backwards at the 25. Keep in mind, Century's got no timeouts left. Disselets makes a stop there for Mandan. Clock winds to 2:09, so Century's got to go quick.
Yeah, and he didn't get a first down. He turned upfield. I think he was thinking he was going to get a first down, but great play by the nose guard, Leland Disselets. And now Century taking a long time.
Yeah, they are. They got to have something ready to go. What are they? I mean, play clock already down to 10. Game clock got to 1:43.
Took 25 seconds to snap that.
Now they fake it. Now they look over the top, incomplete, and Lil stopped.
High up in the air for that one.
Boy, that looked discombobulated from the start right there.
Somebody's probably saying, you took 25 seconds to make that call? But it was just good defense by Mandan.
Yeah, it was.
They tried to fake a reverse, little misdirection, but Mandan wasn't buying it. And the guy that was in that they thought was going to be open in the middle was not.
Kaufman brings the play in from head coach Ron Wingenbach. Fourth down and 4. Here's the ball game right here. Twardowski rolling to his right, under pressure. He eludes one, still on the move. Can he get the first down? He does, and he gets out of bounds as he has delivered a blow as he goes out of bounds. But that's after he picked up the first down to Twardowski, so they'll move the chains, and he's out of bounds at the 20-yard line of the Mandan Braves.
Corbin knocks him out, but Mike Twardowski said, I'm not ready to be done yet. He went 2 guys diving at him, got out of 2 diving tackles and picks up 5 yards and a first down.
Century in the Serve Pro red zone, 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro. Here's Twardowski on 1st and 10 from the Mandan 19-yard line. Twardowski back to pass, looks left, now across the middle. He's got a man, caught, touchdown, Jackson Burst. Wow.
Pass, number 7, Jackson.
So you get the deep post pattern, you get time, you fake the underneath pass, and you wait in the delay until you get Burst coming over the top and you hit an absolute bullet. So a 19-yard touchdown, still a minute 23 to go, Scott.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter here if you go for 1 or 2. I mean, and they've got a pretty good field, you know.
I mean, I would say they got to get 1, right?
Yeah, you got to get 1.
You want to get an extra, you want to get a field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they're going for 1. On to attempt it is Jangula. And we're going to have a flag. Now we got a little referee bingo going on the extra point, huh?
Flag on the play.
Must be encroachment.
Jangula in to kick the extra point.
Yep, encroachment against Mandan declined, so Jangula will have a shot. 26-22. Snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. Minute 23 to play on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Mandan 26, Century 23. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
We have the privilege of serving our community by helping businesses and individuals protect what matters most. That's why we're proud to be your locally owned independent insurance agency. As an independent insurance agency, we work with the industry's leading insurance companies and provide our clients a better experience and a better value. For auto, home, business, bonds, life, and health insurance, think the Kramer Agency. See us at our new location at 232 West Century.
Well, special teams has certainly made an appearance here in this one. And now this is a big special teams play here for Mandan and for Century. As Century, you can elect, or you can bet that they're going to onside kick this one. As I see now, Gavin Lill's out there on the, I don't know if he's on the normal kickoff team, but we'll see here what Jangula, how he can get the turf monster and see if Century can get a bounce. Mandan's got the hands team in there. He looks like he's going to kick it deep. Is he going to pooch kick it? Oh, he does, and he drive.
Oh, that's not what he was trying to do. He was trying to drill it off somebody, I think, Scott. Do a soccer, hit it hard off somebody in the front row that he was probably aiming at, and he hit it so hard it went all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now you can just basically take 3 knees. I mean,
Yeah,
to say about that one?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And there's not anything Century can do now, as they had that chance, and I don't know what the call was. Is now Sheldon's just going to snap it, take an E, and he does.
Sheldon downs the ball.
And Sheldon will have another snap as the clock winds to 1:05. Play clock's at 23. Reminder, stay tuned for our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game report, as Chuck Claremont is making his way down to the field, as we'll get an interview with Todd Sheldon, a couple of players. Now the play clock at 1 snaps it, and now now they don't have to take another snap, and that's going to do it, as the Mandan Braves are going to win their home opener tonight, as they're going to defeat the Century Patriots by a score of 26-23 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan moves to 1-1 on the season, and Century drops to 1-1 on the season. It's all academic. The final horn hasn't gone off. They've lined up. They're about ready to shake hands.
No food or beverage on the track.
And there's your final horn, as this one's gone final on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Mandan wins it 26-23. We'll take a timeout. We come back. It's our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game report. Back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country, we know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
On the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, welcome back to the Starion Sports Complex and our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game report. As this one has gone final, the Mandan Braves defeat the Century Patriots by a score of 26-23. And coming into this matchup, Century led the head-to-head series 38-13, make it 38-14. And Mandan got their first win last year since 2015. So that's back-to-back years that the Mandan Braves have knocked off the Century Patriots after losing, let's see, 15, about 7 straight since 2015. So the Mandan Braves moved to 1-1 on the season. Century drops to 1-1 on the season. So a pretty good performance tonight. I thought both defenses did a nice job of playing well. And Ron Wingenbach visiting with his club at midfield down there. You see Todd Sheldon talking with his guys, congratulating them on the win. And, it's going to be another week, a big week of practice for the Mandan Braves, as next week they're going to have to go on the road up to the Magic City to take on the Minot Magicians, who are 2-0 on the season and appear to be a team, the team to beat in the West region, as they were all over the Legacy tonight up in the Magic City. So the Century Patriots, well, again, hey, keep in mind, this is a team last year that lost their 5 straight. They lost 5 straight, and they ended up in the championship game against Fargo Shanley. So do not count out a Ron Wingenbach coached football team, as certainly he'll get his kids to respond and rebound, and we'll see what they have in store moving forward, as Todd Sheldon has broke the huddle with his guys, and the coaches and the players doing one last effort. Chuck Claremont has made his way down to the playing field, and we'll try to get a few words with the head coach, Todd Sheldon, also with a player. I believe Wyatt Peel or Hudson Sheldon, as now both teams, or the coaches and the players, taking a moment after this 26-23 win here tonight at the Starion Sports Complex. And I think right now the head coach is making his way over to visit with Chuck Claremont, and he's at the 25. Now he nears the 30, and that's where Charlie stands. Let's go down to the field and Chuck. Chuck, take it away.
All right, thanks, Scott. Well, Coach, you made it close. Your defense played so well tonight. You don't look at the positives, right? Let's talk about that defense first. Held them under 200 yards and a lot of short fields and things like that. That they got their points partially because of either bad special teams or maybe some offensive miscues.
Yep, that's what we just talked about. We're a pretty decent football team. We'd be a lot better football team if we would quit shooting ourselves in the foot.
And, for this defense, it's not just one guy. You got guys flying around the football. You're subbing in both on all 3 levels, and the guys that are coming in are making plays.
Really happy with the level of depth we're building with these kids. Our senior group is by far our leader group and goes out and busts it every day, and emotional leadership as well. But our juniors and sophomores are taking their lead pretty to heart.
And that's a big win coming off maybe a heartbreaking loss, knowing how well you actually probably played defensively last week, and you could have won that football game inside the 23 times to come back after that loss.
Yeah, like negative 40 yards rushing kind of kills every offensive opportunity. Now, when we bounce back and play the way we did today, we can handle that. We can get rid of some penalties, and we'll go from there. I think you heard me.
Yeah, okay, and speaking bounce back, 3 turnovers, 7 sacks last week, 3 interceptions. A nice response from your quarterback.
Yeah, he resilient kid. I know that he's gonna understand that we want him to be great. So he's gonna get beat up a little bit, but he's gonna be great.
Tough today in this weather.
Yeah, horribly. Oh yeah, cramps were awful. We got extra Gatorade, extra water, mustard, pickle juice. Yeah, we got it all. It still doesn't help.
Great win, Coach. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Hudson, I'll have you step in here first as we wait for Wyatt. Let's talk about the game for you, because last week you had to leave feeling tough. You had 3 interceptions, 13 I think for 24, but 3 interceptions, and that's something you probably tough sleeping all week on that.
Yeah, it was a week where we had to get redetermined to get, have that little chip on our shoulder that I feel like we had at the beginning of the season, but kind of got a little setback last week, especially me personally. And it was a rough Friday, and it was a rough weekend, and we just had to come back ready Monday just to improve on everything.
And I just felt tonight you made some really smart decisions. Even the passes you didn't throw, I thought were some smart decisions, where it was like late in the game, hey, you knew you didn't, You stayed in bounds, you took a sack, but obviously you're maturing even in just a week.
Yeah, and that all comes from Unk. I call him Unk. I don't know, not to his face, but yeah, I call him Unk at least. Doug calls him Dad, obviously, but yeah, you know, everything that I do comes from him, you know, because he's been a quarterback. You know, he's obviously coached for a long time. He understands what to do and what not to do, and understands what I need to get better at, and he's just trying to drill that into my head.
You know, and you got a lot of guys that can catch the football. I mean, you're bringing in guys off the bench. You got a new guy in Trinity Anderson. You got all kinds of playmakers. And talk about how hard your running back Jace Johnson ran tonight.
Me and him both were talking that in Davies we had a rough time rushing, like all aspects of the game. And I think that he was, you know, he kind of had a look to him before the game that he was just determined and like kind of just kind of blank stare, like he was ready to go. And I feel like he ran extremely hard tonight.
And in the last possession, you got Skolsky coming in after Jace has taken a little bit of a breather, and he comes in and gets a first down for you.
Yeah, he's a sophomore, so he's a young guy. You know, I could tell he was a little jittery, so I just made sure he knew the play and just said, just protect the ball and just go forward. And he listened.
Well, that's a great win tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Scott, I'll try to find Wyatt Peel, or here's where he's Wyatt. Come on over. Hey, congratulations on a great win. We're up here. We're on. You know, tonight you're clearly one of the leaders of this football team. You can just tell, both offensively and defensively. And for a guy like you, that you don't need the accolades. You can just tell you are doing the dirty work to get the job done.
I mean, we got a great team. I just want to win, man. I love football. I like flying around out there. I like being with the guys, and I like having fun out there.
A lot of turnover with your guys this year. You lose 4 All-Staters. But to come back with the group you have and a lot of new guys and getting a big win against a crosstown rival like Century tonight's a big win.
I mean, we knew we were going to lose a lot of guys, but we just put our heads down. We work in the off season, and we've been playing together most of our lives, so we got a great bond, and we just go out there, fly around.
You know, and one thing too that I'd like to see is the depth it seems like you're building. You know, you're not sitting out ever, but there's a lot of guys that are coming out and taking breaks, and guys coming off the bench that are coming in and filling in. And give me a little bit of insight on that about the confidence you have with the guys that come in off the bench.
I mean, they've been working their butts off all off season. We got a lot of talent. Those young guys, I mean, they want to play. And you know, people get tired. A lot of things happen on football, and it's great just having those guys come in and doing their jobs and getting shit done.
Well, that's all right. It's a great win. Congratulations. All right, back to you.
All right, thanks, Chuck Claremont. As there you have it, Hudson Sheldon and Wyatt Peel and Todd Sheldon as they win at 26-23 over the Century Patriots. Our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame report rolls on with more after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit off. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country. We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Well, welcome back to the Starion Sports Complex, as this one has gone final, 26-23. The Mandan Braves defeat the Century Patriots here tonight and the Starion Sports Complex. A good crowd on hand tonight as the Mandan faithful on the field. Little post-game celebration down there as the Mandan Braves again get a big win over the Century Patriots. As we'll take a look at some of the other final scores. Across the state, it was Dickinson over Williston. That was on Thursday. That was on, I think that was yesterday, 26-6, if I'm not mistaken. South beats Grand Forks Central 34-0. This is on the 2A side. West Fargo Horace over Devils Lake 27-6. Red River over Wapaton by a score 23-12. Valley City shuts out Watford City 30-0. And no score update from Jamestown and Turtle Mountain. On the 11 3A side of things, Cheyenne over Davies 21-14. A good football game there. And Bismarck High over St. Mary's by a score of 49-7. Shanley all over West Fargo 57-14. And Troy Mattern certainly has got his team clicking on all cylinders in game number 2 as they put up a number of points thus far this season. And then Minot High blanks Legacy by a score of 49-0. Sets up an interesting matchup next week with Minot High and Mandan as they go on the road. Also coming up next week, it will be West Fargo will be hosting Legacy. St. Mary's and Williston, that one will be at St. Mary's. We'll have that one for you. As Shanley and South will go at it. Davies and Bismarck High. Excuse me. And then Century and West Fargo Cheyenne. That will be in Cheyenne. And we said Mandan at Minot. You got those final game numbers done?
I do, yeah. Thank you.
All right, for a look at the final game numbers, here's Charlie.
All right, Scott, let's do Century first for the Patriots. 11 carries for Gavin Lill, 49 yards. 17 for Mike Twardowski, 57 yards and a touchdown. That was 1 yard, a touchdown run in the first half. Jarvis Burkhardt had 2 carries for 1 yard, and Drew Nodland, the backup quarterback, had 1 carry for -1. Twardowski threw 23 passes, completed 9 of them, had 2 touchdowns. Both of those late in the game as Century was making their comeback. So he was 9 of 23 for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns, a 23-yarder and a 19-yarder. Nodland came in and was 1 of 2, for 4 yards in the second half. Gavin Lill, 3 catches, 28 yards. He had a 23-yard touchdown catch. Jarvis Burkhardt had 1 catch for 8 yards. Jackson Burst, 2 for 31, and he had a 19-yard touchdown catch. Caden Hoffman, 3 catches for 26 yards, and Caden Hoffman and Aiden Kaufman. Caden Hoffman, Aiden Kaufman. Say that 10 times fast. Anyway, Aiden Kaufman 1 for 6 yards. The totals for Century, 31 rushes for 106. Mandan had 27 rushes for 88. 9 of 25 total passing for Century. Mandan was 11 of 18. They did have an interception. So 97 yards passing for Century, 197 for Mandan. 56 total plays today for the Patriots, but just 203 yards. So under 4 yards per touch, I guess, if you want to call it that, for the Patriots. For Mandan, 45 total plays for 285 yards. And, Coach Wingenbach was not happy. He was you probably heard him up here.
I could see him. I could see his.
He was not happy with the effort or what. They clearly came back and played hard the last quarter, half quarter, whatever, and he was like, you can't play one quarter. And ultimately, he was very unhappy with his team. And, sometimes a coach needs to get in your team. And he surely has motivated a lot of teams in a lot of years. And Century's going to need that after this loss. But Mandan, that was an impressive win. I liked what they did over what was the whole thing with the crowd that they were getting after it? I mean, they were so excited to come over here and get it, and then they were loud.
Yeah,
I don't know what the cheer was, but that was pretty cool.
You beat Century for the second time in the regular season.
That's true. I guess that's probably it's who you beat too, right?
Yeah, Chuck. We got to give out a couple things yet. We got to give out our Jobbers Moving and Storage Move of the Game. Tonight's Move of the Game is sponsored by Jobbers Moving and Storage. They can help you move across town or across the country, with locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Chuck, your thoughts?
Well, you can go to a couple of them. That first TD throw to Tristan Ulmer, I thought was a big one. But to me, even a bigger one was in the second half when you come out. It's close at halftime. It's 14-9, whatever, and you come out and you throw this big 43-yard touchdown. Or no, the play I want is the 17-yard touchdown late in the first half when he fell down. Hudson Sheldon did.
Drop the football.
Drop the football. Didn't fall down. Pick it up, and then he throws the strike to Trinity Anderson on an out pattern. That was a pretty impressive touchdown and off a kind of a broken play. So that's our Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game.
Well, there you have it. And then now we've got to give out our Sport Clips MVP of the game. Sport Clips bringing the MVP this matchup. Sport Clips is the home of the MVP haircut experience. Nothing comes close to making you feel like an MVP, quite like the MVP experience at Sport Clips. And tonight, that Sport Clips game MVP is?
What could have went to Peel. He did a tremendous effort, both offense, defense, did it all. But, man, after the rebound effort that Hudson Sheldon did, came back, throws 11 of 18, played a lot of smart plays, 197 yards, 3 touchdowns for the junior. So Hudson Sheldon is our Sport Clips MVP of the game.
Well, that's going to do it for tonight. We certainly hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I want to thank all of our sponsors, BNC National Bank, also Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Hubbard National Insurance, Serve Pro, Minot State, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, UPS Store, Jersey Mike's, Presswitch Orthodontics, Northern Plains Heating and Air, also Planning Team Financial Advisors, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, and Jobbers Moving and Storage, and also those other sponsors that you see throughout the broadcast. Without those folks, these broadcasts would not be allowed on our end. So big thanks to those folks for bringing you this